do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. That's how we do it.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the CriticalX Valorant Milestone series, powered by Loco, here with the host Blackjack and Baba Gusta, as we are here for what is now the upper brackets matches in this double elimination phase of the round robin stages, or so to speak. Teams that will lose today will have to fight it out again tomorrow to earn one more chance to get into the playoffs. And in the meanwhile, there will be, of course, teams from today that will be going ahead to the playoffs as well. We're still slowly nearing the playoff stages, the business end of the tournament, folks. So we hope you're ready, because things are about to get very, very spicy very quickly indeed. We've got some great matches for you today, starting off for the first match, Blind Esports versus Fangs. The teams are going to be absolutely playing it at their level best. So, Baba Gusta, team intros are rolling. What do you feel about the match we've got on hand?
Oh man, what can I say, Jack? I mean, for the past 2 days, we've been casting for the milestone event. There are so many great plays, great upsets being made from these teams. But in the end, when it comes to the leaderboards, we all know who's at the top as of now. We have Reckoning Esports and Team Sudesh. But for now, the match that we're going to see will be Blind Esports going up against Team Fangs. So that will be our first matchup. And talk about Team Fangs' performance here on yesterday. It was such a very close round coming in from them when they went up against Team Punished on map split.
Hmm.
For a moment there, we thought we were about to witness an OT by Fangs winning round 19 and 20. But suddenly, Team Punish, they brought that round back and made sure that they would win that round, giving them the lead as well in their leaderboards too. But talk about the upper brackets, the first matchup being Blind and Fangs. This is the upper bracket. So if one of this team loses, they will be relegated to lower brackets. And of course, if they don't succeed in the lower brackets, unfortunately, they will be eliminated out of the milestone event. So all, or should I say, everything is on the line for this series. And I'm very thrilled to see what's going to happen here between these two teams.
Absolutely. Now, a little bit of how the matches will work that needs to be taken care of from our end is that there are three matches today, yes, but if you've been following the socials of Critical X, for the match timings and whatnot, you might have noticed that the third match of the night that is supposed to be Reckoning Esports as a game has a Reckoning Esports versus to be announced, right? A little bit of a thing
Mhm.
has happened in the back end that we won't quite get into right now, but suffice to say, the first match that we have, Blind Esports versus Fangs, right, will decide who gets to play against Reckoning Esports. So there's a second chance in the upper bracket itself, due to reasons that we won't get into just yet, but we'll talk about later, so to speak, and maybe we'll talk about that when we get to it, because the situation will sort of demand it at the time. Great explanation, so on and so forth. Right now, all you need to know is that this first match decides who goes on to play Reckoning Esports at the end of today's stream as well. So whoever loses here, they're not quite going to get relegated yet. But if they lose to Reckoning, then they for sure will. And the second match that we have of the night, the one that we haven't talked about yet, Punished versus Sadesh, that will of course be a normal match, a normal upper bracket match, as it were. Although to be fair, I am very much looking forward to Punished versus Sadesh. Excuse me. Probably like Punished is probably like just under Reckoning and Sadesh, right? Because Reckoning and Sadesh are currently the top teams in the leaderboard. Right under them is Team Punished, both in terms of points and overall in terms of as a team. Like I kind of really like how they play. It's just that yesterday they had a couple of games. They won the one against Fangs, of course, but they lost to Reckoning. So they lost to the top team. But they won against another team that's slightly worse than them in that regard. It was a very close game, mind you. So now Fangs here versus Blind Esports, this should be a pretty close game. Although I would say that Fangs might probably take it. But that being said, let's have a look at a new thing that we're going to be showing off today, a team versus team graph that is live on your screens right now. This is, of course, overall tournament performance, as in the number of matches each team has played, the number of wins they have, the losses they have, and the points they have as well. And as you can see, for Blind Esports, it's more of an even Steven situation. 2 matches played with 1 win, 2 points, 2 losses. But Fangs have 2 losses in 3 games. Should they win this, they'll equalize against Blind Esports. But then the thing that's not showed here, actually, which is the round differential, right? How many rounds they won or lost by. That will come into calculation, and Blind Esports might still make it through because of maybe this match is really close and Blind Esports has a better round differential. So on and so forth, right? Whoever loses in this game, both on the leaderboard and on the match itself, go on to face Reckoning Esports later on at night. So it's going to be a very interesting game regardless, with some stakes on the line. If you're fighting Reckoning Esports, you will be wanting to absolutely play at your hardest. And both of these teams will want to conserve some energy now. They will have a break, mind you, but they will want to conserve some energy here and now to push themselves against Reckoning later.
Yeah, Jack, absolutely. Well said. I mean, talk about Fangs' performance, though. It wasn't looking good. I mean, we did in the first day of the milestone event, we did get to witness an unfortunate forfeit, but they still somehow managed to bring back, trying their best efforts, especially like I talked about in the previous matchup against Team Punished. If that did work out well for them, we might have seen an equal wins here between these two teams, but
Hmm.
it's not. And Fangs, currently having a total of 3 matches played, but not for Blind. Fangs can have a chance to come back here, but just like you said, Jack, it's just the round difference. It always comes down to the round differential points where we get to determine whether if either Fangs will go proceed into the next phase or Blind, and if not, they have to go up against Reckoning Esports, and that too is a challenging task for these two to compete against. Not just Reckoning though; they have to deal with Team Sudesh. They still have to deal with a Team Punish. There is a lot of factors that these two teams needs to worry about, but at the moment they still need to worry about this match as of now, and talk about take about player versus players changes as we're going to see it right now. Svrench and Cortez, we've saw some amazing performance, amazing clutches being made from Vrench itself, playing as the Sova, and also we even had Assassin on Blind Esports who did made his attempt too. And then you have Cortez, the man who loves playing as a duelist a lot too. Player ratings easily, I mean, surprisingly enough, both of the player ratings are the same. It's just the main difference comes down to the average combat score and also the average damage per round. But other than that, it's going up, it's technically an initiator versus duelist, Jack, and I have to say Wrench's clutch opportunities can succeed even more for Blind Esports. They are exceptional when it comes to solo plays. And talk about Fangs, they are good when it comes to coordination. So it's a bit even Steven here, Jack. And I do think that a force, or should I say, some chaos might happen from them. Maybe a huge meteor might strike, and like just goes down immediately, and just next thing you know, you have Fangs and Blind Esports just take out the meteor so that they can focus on the match and make sure that they could proceed into the next phase. Just it's that exciting.
Right. I'm not really sure where that analogy was supposed to go, but kind of veered off the tracks, as it were. Regardless, what I do agree with you there is that this is definitely going to be a very, very, very interesting game for that regard. Again, the fact that they're going up against Reckoning later on is going to be playing in the back of their heads constantly. Now, I feel like Fangs might actually walk away with this game, but that is, of course, only what I feel like. Fangs really went head to head against Punished, and Blind, on the other hand, well, they played against Team Sudesh, and well, it didn't really go too well for them. It was still a 13-7, if I recall correctly, but that was only because the last two, like in the last 3 rounds, two were taken by Blind Esports, and it was sort of in a position where Sudesh was like, yeah, all right, we've got plenty of time to kill. We can give a couple of rounds away, as it were. Regardless, let's have a look at the map that we are going to be having between both of these teams. It is going to be Bind, ladies and gentlemen. Been a while since you've seen Bind, but here we are. And I am pretty interested to see how both of these teams go about navigating this map. We've seen Haven, we have seen Icebox, we have seen Split. Now we will be seeing Bind here and now for this match.
Yep, having a different map here from Franks and Blind Esports might give them newer opportunities to see whether if they can figure out a way to succeed in this first matchup. Although I have to say, Breeze was also been picked up on the milestone event, and we did get to see that match too. But yeah, Blind and Fangs going up on a map like Split, it's not a lot to be said at this point, because the way how Blind Esports, just like I said, they're very great at solo performance, and the same thing can be said to Fangs Esports. But it always comes down to the timing and the coordination coming in from them too. So if they have an early information, maybe having a Sova or a Sky with a Trailblazer that would work out well, can give them even more chances to not only know half of the battle, but also giving them the chances to win the round as well. But it also comes to the factor of the eco rounds too, and talk about Blind. they love executing the side just like immediately. You have the jet with the dashes. You even have you even had the execution which would force the players for them to force and play post plant situations. But for now, let's just head into the agent screen and see what kind of agents that we'll be able to see being picked here from both these teams. On the side of Fangs, again, some changes here, but when it comes to a map like Bind, having a brimstone is a must, because he is very dangerous, especially on A lamps and even on B side pillars, which is very tough for the defenders to be holding that particular angle, especially when you have that particular place. So having that controller means that we might be able to see some other characters too, like Jet and the Rays. The only difference is for Blind Esports, they'll be the one attacking, so they're making sure that the aggressiveness will be in their favor. So you see that Nox bringing in the race. So satchel charges, showstoppers, and also the boombot to give them the information, and also some denials. Maybe a Sage might come in too to use those walls. But in the end, I have to say, this is the upper brackets. If they lose, they head back into the lower brackets and see which team that they're going up against. So everything is on the line. So I wish them the best of luck, and we'll proceed to map bind.
Map Bind is going to be in play, and of course, both teams have their agents selected, like we just saw right there. Like we said before, very, very intrigued by what we're going to see from both sides. Blind Esports, of course, they have shown us some good games, but they need to show us more if they want to survive in the tournament. Same with Fangs. Fangs went very close with Punish. It could have been either way, but it wasn't. And there's no point talking about what ifs anymore. Not unless you're Disney, that is. And we are going to be just, going into the game in just a short second, folks. Do not worry. Everything is all hunky-dory for the time being. And yeah, overall, we've put our 2 cents in. We put our predictions and whatnot in. Fangs looks like the team to win, at least on paper, overall, in terms of match preparation. So with all that said, let's go right into the game, folks, and let's join our teams on the map of Bind in the buy phase in the first round. It is all here, all now. The stakes are high, and the match is a go.
Yep, pistol round it is. We'll be seeing the side of Team Fangs going on defense. Now, just like we talked about, Reese is very influential, especially on a map like Bind. Quick use of those satchel charges to reposition in a faster way. And now they're thinking of an aggressive push in towards B long. And Dash will be the one taking the initiative. Cortez will be caught out, but that's just a distraction. Dominic, can he gets that one? No, he does not. Reknox will save the life. Dominic goes down as well. Here comes the Trailblazer to give them the information. And I believe that information will be given here. Cortez, currently his location is compromised. So they're making their quick getaway in towards the east side. Pretty good for Say on the side of Blind Esports, getting that early pick, and Wrench knows this. He hears the sound, but he needs to fall back though because he has the spike in hand. They're just currently waiting for the Sova to appear. The side isn't clear. If the side isn't clear, and Cortez gets 2 kills just like that, Assassin and Vortex will go down. An immediate gain on manpower here. Dash gets another 2 to take out IWNL, but the man count is slowly falling apart for Fangs here. 2v3. Don't have a lot of HP left, but Retnox comes in yet again to take out Cactus here. And it's just the Chamber left in a 1v3 situation. Cortez, if he needs to get this economy gain, he needs to clutch this one out. He only has 3 bullets with the Headhunter. If he just gets that headshot, he could make this clutch happen. But he doesn't have the information though, but he knows that one of the player is planted near the boxes. Now, all it needs is just one single shot. Oh, seized it, and that's a mess. He still have 2 more chances to go with the Headhunter. Then he'll be forced to go for the classics. Goes for the wall bang. And again with the post plan, what can he do in a situation like that? He only has 16 HP. The info dart will be given from the Sova. They have the info. He has nowhere else to run, and we all know the end result of this, folks. It's going to be Fangs losing the pistol round. It's only Blind Esports winning theirs instead.
Quite a good take right there from Blind Esports, managing to keep the body count lead, at least for when it mattered, and bringing it around for themselves in the first round itself. Not too bad, not too bad at all. However, they still have a long way to go. 1 round is indicative of how maybe the first few rounds could go. But as we have seen over the course of the tournament, folks, even if you take the first 4 rounds, you are not liable to win the tournament until you're on, not the tournament, excuse me, win the match until you're on match point. Fangs now in round 2 will look to turn things around. Cortez, ooh, the flash right in the face, and the Trailblazer comes out as well, gonna daze him, and there we go. Retnox with the kill. Spectres in hand, as we have a big push coming in from Blind Esports. They know where the positions are. Grenade goes out, that's gonna force the player away from the boxes. Shock darts are going out as the mirrors is gonna be pushed, the lamps, excuse me, and Retnox, that's a 4K, that's the ace! Okay then. Okay, we are starting off quite strong, Retnox, as is very clear. Lamps with the triple kill. Assassin went in first, went down, but nobody, and I mean nobody, could get a handle on where Retnox was. And that's the thing, Retnox was standing still. It wasn't like Retnox was moving around crazily. It was one big strafe and then standing still to make sure the shots connect.
Come.
Oh dear me, huge fall apart from Fangs right there, as they will be reeling after that, going into the 3rd round.
I mean, I have to say, Jack, that was the entire stack holding on towards the A side. And I thought maybe they could have got that pick, but here comes Retnox once again with the showstopper. Things are not going to look out well, but Dominic actually denies that. And with it, they have the advantage here once again. They're forced to fall back in towards the B side, and here comes Dash once again to take out Cactus. But Dominic is still strong by taking out Vortex once again by succeeding, heading towards the tunnel side, I mean the teleporter side. Things are not going to be a good thing here for Dominic, because he is stuck. He doesn't have any team for his backup. And they, I have to say, for Blind, they'll be mainly focused on taking out this one specific player. Now, Wrench, on the other hand, in towards the B sides, gave them the entire clearance on B, but you still have Kohli for the support once again, in which Blind Esports will be forced to fall back, think of their way to execute in towards A. Now, talking about the way how Dominic played, not only he took out the Raze, not only took out the other player who was, at the teleport side, just another particular place where IWNL will actually get that 2 kill in the end, though, in towards Lamps. So on round number 3, with the bonus round, we will see Fangs win their first round of defense on round number 3. A very good job from them.
Absolutely, a very good job indeed. They needed that round, let's just say. Fangs, they needed this defensive round. Stopping Retnox in their tracks right early, that was a good move, obviously. But more so than that, holding and playing around the fact that there was a double teleporter taken to go straight into the other bomb site and to try and get a plant out there, managing to make sure that even if they lost a couple of bodies, right, they were never in a real disadvantageous position. And even when it was a 3v2, we had a pretty good position being taken by IWNL for the final 2 kills. Now looks like it's going to be a push all the way into the market area. Retnox, position given away. There should be... Oh, what a shot! Retnox is on form today, folks. Watch out for this player. They're going to see the head of the other, but no! Cactus is going to get one. Retnox goes in for the refrag. Manages to get that. Picks up the Vandal. Grenade out. No, not quite. In the smoke is Kohli. And that's going to be Retnox off the board. Equalizing 3v3 in the situation that was desperately needed. Assassin is going to be joined by his teammate as the recon dart of the Sova goes out. Their Molly comes in as well from the defensive side. They just want to make sure that nobody gets a free access, but no, somebody's already pushed up, and that's going to be Dominic off the board. Assassin getting 1 kill, making it a 3v2. Spike is going to be on the floor. There it is. Post plant now as the flashes go out. They potentially know, actually, they don't know where any of the defenders are. They're just kind of trying to get any positions out, taking care of recon darts as they come, but no, here is Kohli to find one more. Assassin off the board. It's 2v2 now. Things could work. Suppression knife goes out, and IWNL will get that. This is now a spike defuse going off. Kohli's on it. Half a defuse done, but IWNL is there for cover. Dash goes down, and Fangs will take a 2nd round. Good defensive cover from them. Kind of meeting the side of Blind halfway, right? Not really letting them get close to the site, more so deciding, you know what, we'll meet you halfway. We'll meet you right at that entrance to market, and you're not going to be able to do anything about it. Red Nox did take a kill, admittedly, but there was, that refrag from Kohli, who came in later after the chamber went down. You could see him coming in. So overall, two players from both sides lost in a 3v3, going in towards the A-bomb side after that. I don't really know if that was a good idea. Big push coming out on the meanwhile towards this long hallway in the minute, and Dash is going to find one. That's Kohli down. Big drop. Wrench finds one more. Idea being able to down Assassin. The meanwhile, flashes go out. So do the shock darts. Presences have been detected. Suppressions have gone out. And looks like a fallback has happened. Wait, the spike is already going to be on the ground. Yes, it is. It's a 4v3 in the post-plant situation. Trailblazer is going to come out in just a second from the sky as well. Molly's in from Vortex. As the plant has happened, post-plant, how do you deal with this situation? They know that there's probably going to be somebody coming in from the upper market areas as well. Suppression from the KO. That's going to allow for some detection. They know that there's going to be one inside the site in that detection range. But Cortez has to be the one to go in first. And looks like they will. No, not quite. Flashes go out. And Vortex will find one. Find two! And the third one on market is seen. Could they be taken? Yes, they can. It's going to be Wrench, actually, to take the kill. Dominic off the board. And that is going to be now a third round and the lead taken back by Blind Esports.
I just cannot believe Blind Esports. They have won the half buy here, folks. It was an half buy. I mean, yes, they had the stingers. I mean, Vortex currently now has the stinger, and he cannot go for a different weapon. I think he can, though. But as I was saying, in the previous round, you see 3 players pushing in towards B long. They even had every single information, and all they had to do was just shoot heads with the sheriff, and they did exactly that. Not only did they get 3 kills, they get instant access towards B side. And now they're thinking of doing yet another stack in towards A path, and this time is working out well. Cortez to take out Wrench. No more of those recon darts to give them info. But currently, they'll just make sure that they won't get that weapon upgrade. A path stack. And I have to say, Fangs have been stacking quite a lot for the past few rounds. Sometimes you see them stack on a teleport, not on teleporters, on A lamps. On round number 2 in the previous round, the eco round, you saw them, stacking on B long, and now on A path. And Cortez going for a peek once again, and Red Nose gets another one. Oh no, this is a blunder here coming in from Fangs' side, because they're losing players every single time. And it's Sova, Kohli, the last man. He has the Hunter Spree, he could deny the plant, but it's of no use because it's a 1v4 situation. Plus, you even have the Brimstone ult as well, even if the Sova decides to go in. And I have to say, Kohli, I really don't think having a Spectre in hand would help him, but if he did get a single kill from Dash, maybe he could get the upgrade from the Vandal and proceed to go for a clutch situation. Dash, Kohli, nope, never mind. No info. Dash will get the final kill, and with it, Blind Esports managed to turn around 4-2, winning a half buy.
Not bad from Blind Esports at all. Though I will say that this is a criticism that we have leveled at Fangs multiple times before. So, those who have been following the streams will be aware of this. But what Fangs does very often, right, is they give away too many 1v1s. Instead of looking to play as a team, right, which they do every now and again, whenever they see that their other playstyle of pushing out and hoping for kills doesn't really work, they fall back. They play as a team. They coordinate a little better. But when they don't, that's when you get to see rounds like what we just saw. 1v1s in bathroom. That double push onto the bathroom was completely unnecessary. Wait in the site, hold your crosses, and wait for the enemy team to line up in front of you. Because they will have to. If they feel like they're not going to be able to push the site, go to the other site. If you feel like they're going to the other site, adapt accordingly. But do not give away 1v1s in a situation where you simply cannot afford to. Fangs, unfortunately, fall prey to that far too many times in too many given rounds, I feel. As in the meanwhile, we've got the smokes coming out from the Brimstone. Dash is going to push up as accordingly. Oh my goodness, that was an op shot at that. But Wrench is going to bring out the Sova ult. Not going to find him, unfortunately. Missing out on the kill. But this big push throughout the long hallway Seems like there's going to be a play in towards the side. Yes, it is. Cortez, got to be careful of the showstopper. Oh, never mind. Cactus is going to find Redbox instead. And there goes Assassin and Dash, but Vortex is here. Takes down Cactus in the meanwhile. We've got an ult coming in. And another one at that. A couple of Brimstone ults, but the spike needs to be recovered and planted. It will be now. The spike should go on the ground in this one. Yes, it will. So was ult out and gets one. Coley will be taking down Vortex, and Cortez will be taking down Wrench as well. Good stuff, good defense from Fangs. Just like I said, you know, do not give away your 1v1s. Hold your crosses. You have your utility on hand. Just play defensively. Wait for them to come to you and take advantage of the situation. They did that this time, and look at how quickly Blind Esports fell apart. Fangs, hopefully they learn from that and think that, yeah, okay, maybe the other playstyle of being aggressive and hoping for kills isn't really helping us, so let's try this other playstyle. Let's play in it a little bit longer and see if, you know, Blind Esports then change things up, how they react to the way we play. That is kind of what you want to do as a team, right? Adapt and change your playstyle according to how your enemy team is playing.
You want to play?
Fangs, they did that for one round, but let's see if they can keep it up.
I mean, this time though, I have to say, Dash is definitely not facing any time at all. Kohli is currently in a very bad spot. He has to fall back. It's not gonna happen though, but Cactus will get that refrag nonetheless, but he needs to be worried about multiple angles here. Can he succeed? Vortex, he knows exactly where his location is, and it's Cactus once again to get clean!
Oh dear.
Oh, what just happened? And it's Assassin to take out Cactus, but is this enough though? A 2v3 situation here, and Wrench, we've seen him made a lot of clutch situations here. A post-plant situation, Cortez missing one, and Assassin might get this. Still has the opportunity, but the man-con advantage still in favor for Fangs. Pop flash, will that work? Yes, it does. Wrench will be forced to fall back, but doesn't get the kill though, and IWNL is in a very difficult spot. Assassin gets one, and it's IWNL all by himself, the KO. What can he do? His location will be revealed, and it's Wrench and the Chamber. Both perfectly played at that right spot. And with it, we'll see Blind Esports win their attack round once again here, folks. 3-5. And despite Cactus's best efforts to hold his ground in towards B, he had to watch both of the angles. One on B garden, one on B window. Despite all of that efforts being made in that post-plant situation, for a moment there I thought they had it, especially Cortez. He even had the op shot, but missing that perfect timing. If he could have eliminated the opposition chamber, I would have said that Fangs would have got that round.
Bomb buddy out.
Again, it was a case of Blind being just a bit too aggressive and Fangs playing it accordingly, but what Fangs did not seem to really expect, nor even try to account for, was maybe a different style of play from the side of Blind, in that they might, in that 2v3, actually be able to play it methodically and get their kills as accordingly. Vortex, that's a big push right there. Double kill in the situation that their team needed it the most. Another plant might go down. Dash is in the site. Gotta be careful. On the other side of that smoke, they see them, and that's IWNL off the board. We've got the Seekers out, and now the spike will be planted. Positions given away, and this is a bad situation for Fangs. They didn't quite expect that from the side of Blind Esports. I feel like they were caught unawares this time, relying once again on a couple of corner plays and holds to bring the round to them, but it was not to be, as Dominic is now the last one standing, trying to get one, cannot. Vortex will shut them down, and that's going to be another round for Blind Esports. This time, Blind checking every possible corner on entry, making sure that they knew where their opponents were, regardless of the first couple of bodies that were taken away from them. That is what you need to do. Be just a little bit more observant, and you'll find Fangs in these corners. You'll find Fangs trying to make these rack plays, and as soon as you do, and as soon as you punish him for that, Fangs starts getting antsy. They start getting uppity. They don't know how to react, as we saw in that last round.
Spike drop.
There we go. Recon darts will be shot out, as we have, I think, one position given away from Wrench's Recon Bolt. It was destroyed much later than the other one, but Kohli will be position given away, but no! IWNL! Wait a minute! Big push out. They're going to find Wrench and Retnox. Dash does take the refrag, but that's a 1-for-2 situation. And that means Fangs is on the body count advantage. Big aggressive push out from IWNL. I don't think anyone expected that. not least us, because IWNL usually likes to play back, play in the site, you know? Wait for the opponents to come to them. But that was not the case. Cortez, flash by the Sky, will get the Sky. A little bit of revenge right there. Dash off the board. Spike will be recovered, but it's a 4v2. How do you really go about the situation? As it is all down to the chamber. And Brimstone, Cortez, careful on Lambs, gonna get taken down. Assassin takes that kill. Much needed, but wasn't aware of the long hallway. That's gonna be Cactus taking that kill. Vortex's position given away, being shot at from all sides right now. It's gonna be Coley to finish him off. And that gives Fangs yet another round.
Yep, 4-6, and do have to apologize there, Jack. I didn't forget to unmute the mic, so as I was talking for the past 5 seconds, and then
I do that as well.
Yeah, I mean, just when I realized you started to speak, then afterwards I checked the mic and I was like, oh no, I just forgot to keep my mic unmuted. And yeah, like I was trying to say in that previous round, what a great way to use those satchel charges to reposition back. First thing you know, you saw Cactus was on B window. Next thing you know, she's on the B side. I mean, he's on the B side. And then it was very difficult for Blind to predict exactly where Cactus was. But focusing on the match at hand, we see Dash with the first frag taking out Cactus, which means things will be even more difficult. But let's not forget, we see Fangs having a lot of players currently being stacked in towards the B side once again, and leaving Chamber to hold all by himself on A, which in fact is a good idea though, because you have 2 trademark which gives them instant information if they proceed in towards the A side. So currently Blind Esports are currently playing for picks. That's why you see the spikes being dropped. You even see all 4 players holding an angle, hoping to see if they can find a pick or 2. And Cortez, he might be able to find one though. All it needs is for Vortex to slide to the right.
Come
on. Just like Beyonce said, just a bit to the right.
Come on.
No, never mind. It's Blind. It's Wrench for the first frag to take out Coley, the second from Dominic, and that too in towards the B side, and they've got their confirmation now. They can just head in towards B, but no, they changed their mind and decided to head in towards A. That is a huge trap here. Code has to take out Assassin. Big drop, and let's not forget, IWNL has used his null command as well. Things are about to get hot here, folks. And Blind Esports, they are making sure to cool it down. 20 seconds left. Dash is so low on HP, but Vortex is in a very powerful spot. The Molotov does not arrive at the right time. Vortex smokes at the right time instead of the Molotov to make sure none of them would appear. Cortez, does he see it? No, that's one. Can he see a second? No, misstep, and it's Dominic back again to take out Vortex and Retnox. And it's Dash, the man who needs to clutch. Oh no, he's gonna miss one, and Dominic gets the raid. Oh, such a close round there, folks. What a close round. I have to say, the trademarks, the trademark from the chamber is what helped them, because once the trademark has been used, you're technically slowed, which means you cannot run towards the side. So when Cortez realized that they're pushing in towards A, he had it on side with the op. He takes out one. Next thing you know, it's just it was just Dominic's round there, Jack. 3 rounds. My goodness. And Blind Esports, they did not expect that to happen.
Not in the least. Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one. Fangs and Blind currently head-to-head in this situation, as we've got to push out towards the bathrooms once again. Rednox doing up very, very, very close. All right, then. Boombot gonna go out. Is that gonna find one, though? Not quite yet. Just waiting. Patching any corner utilities, as it were. Boombot has spotted a player, and the Trailblazer will as well. Cortez is going to fall back as a result, but the flash comes in. He's going to blind Retnox for a minute. Pun not intended. Cortex. Oh, dear me. Cortez, I don't know why they peeked out like that, but they got taken down by Dash. Cactus finds Wrench in the meanwhile. That is one more down. It's a 4v4. But it looks like all of Fangs was caught unawares that the plan is actually happening towards A until the call went out. Molly out towards Heaven. That's going to find, well, Retnox actually going to find one, maybe find 2. Not quite. Falls back. Gotta be careful, though. They're stuck in a corner with the boxes, trying to just get themselves in a good position. Nice kills there from Retnox and Dash, and Cactus is now the last one with their ability charged. But no, the rocket launcher used at the wrong area will unfortunately give away their entry. And Boombot sent out. Is that really going to give them any dividends? Satchel charges going out. Boombot does a lot of damage to Retnox. 1 kill taken by Dash, and that's the kill that was needed. Cactus on the board. And folks, that is going to put Blind Esports on a 7-5. Back to a 2-round lead going into round number 13. The half has ended. And it's kind of hard to say who really won that half. There was no real winner for the last, at least like 5-ish rounds there. Because up until then, you know, round 7, like when we started round 7, it was a 4-2 in favor of Blind Esports. You could say that Blind Esports take that first half of that, right? But round 7 to 12, it's been very even Stevens between both. And it's hard to call who really won round 1. So round 2 should be very, very exciting because of that. Because we don't know who actually won that first round. This second half will actually decide the pace of the game, and to me, that is inherently quite exciting.
Yep, and all Fang needs to do is to win this pistol round in order to get back in the game. And look at how Blind is playing as of now. 2 players going aggressive, and I believe Cortez is in a very good spot unless Retnox doesn't see this. Oh no, it's about to happen. Can Cortez get the shot? Retnox sees it. No! Oh, misfire! But still, Kohli comes in back to take out Retnox once again. But is this advisable, though? That's the biggest problem, though, because there goes your duelist and assassin. Will gladly get that info and will make sure to hold his ground in towards the B side. But I have to say, Cortez missing that shot is going to put them in a very bad spot. And Cactus, wait a minute, look at that! Oh, Dash will immediately see that to take out Cactus once again. And it's just like you said, Jack. It's a 3v3 equalizer here in 50 seconds.
I mean, the pistol round is always slow, as it were. They've taken their time to establish themselves, and now they're going in for an all-play in the site. A full push in, aggressive as usual, Fangs. They're going to get the spike down on the floor. Kohli and... Excuse me, they're Kohli and IWL really just here in the Lamps area. But that grenade from the KO definitely giving them a little bit to worry about as we have areas revealed. But no, IWL is going to find one. Kohli finds the other. It's all down to Dash, the last one standing here on the defense inside of the site. How do you really go about this situation? A 1v3 with pistols only. Very hard to deal with. Just that Brimstone moving around in front of them. Dash could not get the kill. IWL came around from the hallway teleporter side, taking the round, bringing them one step closer to equalizing. 6-7 is the scoreline. Fangs are very close to making it once again even.
Even Stevens the name. And we're going to see that go into the favor for Team Fangs here. 6-7. And talk about Blind's pick here on their weapon of choice. They'll decide to go with the eco round once again. Now Assassin, he gets a shot. No, he only gets the info, and he'll choose to fall back, which in fact is a good shot. Wait a minute, there's 2 teleports coming in, and then immediately falls. And what just happened? Oh no! Trap has been set, placed, and executed well from Fangs' side. And guess what happened, folks? It's 7-7. Equalizer here, and I have to admit, yes, it was an eco round, it was a classic. They tried to make an attempt, but since they had a lot of manpower in their hand, they couldn't get to manage it. I mean, if there was only one guy pushing towards B shot, that play would have helped them at least secure the next round, but that did not happen because they even, I mean, they also had the man-con advantage too. So thanks, a good job on handling that.
Yeah, gotta say, pretty good job on handling it overall, especially given the fact that a 3v3 going into the plant is always very difficult to, you know, pull off, as it were. You've got to make do with the fact that you're 2 players down and a lot of utility has been taken away from you. But that initial push right there on towards the A hallway was, I believe, a bit of a distraction maybe, or could it have been? Mid to spawn is where most of Fangs are right now. And they're kind of deciding, do they go A, do they go B, do they kind of take their time with it? And it seems like they want to take their time. We do have one player all the way out in the bathroom side, and it looks like A is the decision that Fangs have made. Blind Esports have to defend this now. They've got the anchors, of course, of the chamber. They've got everybody in good positions. The smokes will go out, and Assassin's gonna push out aggressive, gets one, and falls back just about in time. Do they know where the other players are? They should know now that somebody's right close. Vortex finds one, Coley finds Vortex in return. That is gonna be big. Location is revealed, and that is not good. Grenades go out, Cactus finds Retnox in the meanwhile. Defense was strong, but it's now a 3v3, and a big change has happened. It seems like the last remaining players of the attacking team have moved all the way out to the B site. But is that really going to work? Yes, it is. Plant is off, and even with the locations revealed, it will not matter. Coley holding the back. Can they get the kill on the assassin? Not quite. They are being beset on all sides. It's all down to Coley. Will they get one? No, they won't. Wrench will shut them down, and Blind Esports will come in and say that, all right, sure, equalize as much as you want. We will still keep the lead. Fangs is denied a lead, and Blind Esports will go 8-7 up.
All Cortez needed was that info from that trademark, and he just pushed that smoke like there was no tomorrow. Getting that frag was a huge impact for the defender's side to make sure that that did not happen. Actually, it wasn't Cortez. Apologies. It was Assassin who made that play right in towards the A site. Beautiful timed, well use of that trademark. Focus and now you know why Chamber has been placed every single time. It's not because of his weaponry, it's because of the trap, the trademark, and that teleport, which can be used in so many good positions. It can be used in so many great ways, and if executed well, I mean, we did get to see that example in that previous round from Assassin, though. Good job from them, as they'll be able to get themselves back in the lead here. 8-7. They somehow didn't win the pistol round, so I have to say that things are not going well still in favor of Blind Esports. But if they win this, it's going to be huge though. But I don't think Cactus is going to lead that out easily. Wait a minute, already 2 players down from Coley and Cortez. Instant side control on B, and now I'm sad to say that it is post-plant here for Blind Esports once again.
A take onto the site, and a big take at that. Fangs has not lost a single body yet. They've got the spike on the ground as well, leaving the Chamber and the Brimstone in a bit of an awkward situation. Vortex pushing up. Assassin is still on the A site. Okay. Vortex will go down towards the defender spawn, and that leaves Assassin, the last one standing, just setting up anchors and playing around towards the bathroom side, interestingly enough. I guess they decided, Assassin that is, to just kind of hang out, save the gun, maybe. Maybe the economy might not be looking so good, but regardless, yeah. Assassin just has no intention of peeking this whatsoever. They're going to hear Cactus coming in close, though. Coley right behind them. Shots will be fired, and well, never mind. Cactus will get that kill regardless. That Vandal will still be lost, and the round as well. Fangs bringing it back in good fashion. 8-8. Is the scoreline, and it is very clear that neither side is willing to give up.
Yep, Jack, they're not willing to give up, but here's the thing. Blind Esports, in the previous round, they did succeed in an eco round here. I mean, I wouldn't say an eco round. It was more of an half-buy. One of them had the Stingers, and guess what, Jack? They're in an eco round here once again. This time, Retnox having the Stinger, the Sheriffs. All it needs is one single kill to get the weapon upgrade to ensure victory will be in the side for Blind Esports. Specifically this round though, not the entirety of the match. And for Fangs, they have to be really careful about it. Especially when Assassin has the op as well, which is going to be even more problematic too. But the way how it's playing, the way how aggression has been placed here. Wait a minute, they already pushed all the way towards B Fountain. Actually, in towards B Fountain. Apologies for the stumble there, but I did not expect to see them go very aggressive here. And guess what? Like I said, Jack, they are winning this hard. I wouldn't say winning this hard, but Blind Assassin, though, taking out Dominic will be even more influential here. And talk about Fangs. They have no idea on how to proceed. I believe they have the information regarding that the entire A side is clear. They will proceed for post-plant. But can Blind Esports win this Thrifty round? That's my biggest question.
I guess we'll find out as we now have the spike on the ground. There we go. Thrifty round from Blinds, but will it actually work out? IWNL setting up the suppression. And anybody who gets in here is going to be suppressed irregardless of if they were outside the area of effect before. Assassin knows this. And look at that position being taken right now. They are right across from each other. As in the meanwhile, that's going to be one down. Wrench off the board. Vortex off the board. Assassin pushing out. They are off the board as well. Fangs will take the lead for the first time in this matchup. 9-8 in their favor as they will go up on the leaderboard. However, this is just the first lead and it's only a 1-round lead at that. We have Blind Esports closely following, mind you. They have been in the lead. They've been in the driver's seat, but now that driver's seat was up for grabs for a minute. And Fangs has taken it. Can they stay there? Can they stay on this lead and make it 10-8, 11-8, maybe even 13-8? That might not be possible given the way both of these teams have played. They are very, well, not very, but kind of equal in terms of skill level, which means that this entire matchup is going to depend on how these next 2 rounds go. If Fangs make it out with a full show of force, then maybe a 13-8 might even end up being possible.
Well, the push is already in though from Cactus's side. The execution on B. Sky prepped and ready, still waiting for the info, and Dash is just patiently waiting. They still have the Seekers to give them vital information, and I believe he's going to use that now. Actually, no, he's going to use the Seekers instead to give them information, but it's still late nonetheless. Spike's been planted. Post-plant, a 5v4. There is still a lot of competition heading in the post-plant itself. Only one player down, the Sova and the Raze. And they're still trying to figure out a way here. Cortez will somehow find Dash running towards the elbow side. A very important one at that. It's just 3 players. They have the information, and I believe Blind will be forced to fall back here. I believe so. Yes, they are falling back here. Again, although I have to say the eco round that they did in the previous round was good. Dominic taking out Wrench again. They're going to save their weapons, which means that it's going to be in favor of Fangs once again here. 10-8. They'll save the AWP, they'll save the Vandal, because they don't have a good amount of economy left on their hand, despite having that good value in that eco round previous round. So 10-8. And talk about the side here from Team Fangs. They're the ones who have the lead, and currently we are gonna head in for a timeout here. That too, it's been on the side of defenders here. Defenders as in Blind Esports. All right, Blind Esports are the one who picked the timeout. So Jack, 10-8. We have seen Fangs win 3 attack rounds back to back by succeeding in post-plant situation here. What do you think about that?
Honestly, it's kind of interesting to me. You know, getting the plant off and defending post-plant for Fangs seems to be pretty good for them, right? Because when you get the spike down, you are the one defending an objective now. You're no longer attacking it, hence you become technically the defenders of the post-plant, right? Regardless, just had to get the semantics out of the way. The way they've played it in the post-plant, round 13, 14, and 16 through 18 has been pretty good. I'd say that Fangs probably favors attack a little bit more, because on the attack, you kind of need to be aggressive anyway. You need to take the fight to the defenders. Blind likes to, hold back. They like to play on the back foot in general. They don't like to be too aggressive, except for maybe sending out Assassin or Cortez early to take a pick or two and slow down their aggressors. But other than that, not much. But Fangs has beaten them at that game every single time. So we'll have to see how things will be different this time around, as we're now back in the game, of course, folks. 10-8, IWNL alone pushing up this hallway. Gotta be careful. Jumps on. Assassin, what a shot. You can just hear that ring out. Cactus off the board. That's a big one indeed. As the Hunter's Fury will come in from Coley. Will that find one? No, it was a Hunter's Fury battle from Wrench and Coley. Dash goes down to Cortez. In the meanwhile, the first defender has been killed, but at the cost of 2 attackers. The situation is not that great for the side of Fangs. They've lost bodies trying to be aggressive because Blind were playing more forward positions than they have in the last couple of rounds. Frag grenade goes out from both sides, and 46 HP remains on IWNL. As Dominic's actually going to find Retnox. That's a big one indeed. Retnox off the board. Pushing into the smoke. IWNL has to be careful as we have the plan going off. Cortez will take that. Flash is going to go out. Will that find anyone? Not quite. Molly comes in. No damage done, mind you, as IWNL finds Assassin. But Vortex finds IWNL as well. Recon dart from Sova. No positions given away. And what a nice teleport right there. from Cortez. Do they know that they're in the corner? No, they don't. That's going to be one. And from the back, the other kill as well. Well played from Fangs, making sure the 3v5 did not escape them for too long, as they not only brought it back, but they brought it back in style with good use of utility right there, making sure that Blind Esports were constantly on the edge of their seats. They didn't know, they didn't have enough info on who was where, and as we can see, Fangs are very much calm and collected, cool as a cucumber, even in the face of the kind of pressure that Blind had in the last round.
I mean, it always comes down to that huge pick from the chamber, of course. Assassin taking out Cactus was very difficult for them to execute towards the side. Oh no, that's a bad decision here being made from Dash. And Red Nox once again, Dominic, once again to take out Wrench. What just happened here? Team Fangs, they just got their advantage here, then and there itself. All they had to do was just play for picks, and that worked out well. B control is there, so we still have some backups being made from both Vortex and Assassin. And in just 1 minute, they can't do anything about this here. It is an eco round as well. I almost forgot to tell you that. Eco round. All 5 players are still alive. Good shot though from Vortex to take out Cactus. But it's just 1 player down here from Franks, and you still have 4 more bodies to go. But I have to say, you still have that weapon upgrade, and that's Assassin slowly creeping up towards B elbow. This man right here might be able to change the entirety of the game if Vortex makes that distraction, but never mind. IWNL will choose to take that one out, and the second from Kohli to take out Vortex here. 12-8, match point is in for Fangs, and they're slowly inching their way to proceed and eliminate Blind Esports. Actually, not eliminate Blind Esports, no, head to them in the lower brackets.
I think the word you're looking for is defeating Blind Esports here, Baba.
Yes.
Fangs
yes.
on match point, 12-8. And who'd have thought? Even I discounted the possibility of a 12-8 match point situation. 13-8 was what I was specifically pointing at, but to get there, you have to be 12-8 to begin with, right? I thought Blind would, at some point, in these last 5 rounds, would have at least taken 1. But for whatever reason, I have been kind of wrong on that front. Not really sure how I could have gotten that one wrong, given how both of these teams have been, but Red Nox will go down. Cactus takes that first kill. Big up shot that did ring out. That's not going to pay any dividends, as we have the showstopper. That's going to work as well. IWNL finds Dash, and meanwhile, Wrench did take out Cactus, but that is 1 for the price of 3 defenders down. It's a 4v2, and a full push into the A side is going to leave Chamber, the last one standing. Kohli finding Vortex, and the plant is now on the ground. Assassin, where do you even come in from? From the back, clearly. But can they find 1 player? Coming in through the spawn of the defense, Assassin will be seen any second now. As, yep, there we go. That shot alone was enough to give away their position, and IWNL will seal the deal. 13-8, folks. That is it. Fangs will be your winners here for the first match of the upper brackets of the CriticalX Valorant Milestone series, powered by Loco. Blind Esports, unfortunately, put up a very good fight in the first half, but in the second half, they lost just far too many rounds. After it was equalized in round 13, and the first lead was taken in round 14, we were now on a 7-7. Round 15 went to Blind, round 16 equalized by Fangs, and then 5 rounds after that, making it 6 total that Fangs have won in a row. Think about that for a second. The team that was struggling to equalize against Blind won 6 rounds on the attack straight, defeating Blind, sending them to the matchup against Reckoning Esports. At least that is as far as I am aware. And my goodness, that match is going to be very exhausting for Blind, let me tell you. But we're not done with this match. Yes, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the MVP of the match. All of that stuff will be discussed. But for now, that is the first match done. Buying pretty good showdown place, I'd have to say. Pretty close game for the most part until the end, until round 16. So with that being said, let's have a look at the MVP of the match, folks. Let's find out exactly who it is and their stats. And it is, of course, going to be Cactus. I mean, look at that. 313 combat score and a relatively decent economy rating to boot. As a Raze playing the duelist, Cactus definitely is a player worth keeping your eyes on.
Yes, Jack, and let's just say Cactus was a thorn to Blind Esports' side. I mean, what can I say? The perfect use of those satchel charges to not only use for only showstoppers, but he always used it for quick repositionings and made sure he would get that early peaks as best as possible. Again, on the attack side, second half was where we saw Cactus pop off every single round. The same thing can be said to Retnox too, while they were making their own plays too. And I have to say, in the first half, I was a bit skeptical on exactly on how Fangs was playing, because we kept seeing them, sometimes stacking on B long, stacking on A bats. Sometimes it used to work, sometimes it doesn't. We did get to witness a lot of eco rounds, and also I'm still confused as to why Blind Esports went in for an eco round in the last previous round. That was on round number 20, where we saw every single player here on the side of Team Blind Esports decide to go for an eco round. I mean, yes, I can understand that they didn't had much economy to go through. They didn't have heavies and vandals, but also even if you do lose that round, they would be on match point. Fangs would be on match point nonetheless, even if you did go for an eco round or not. But despite their best efforts, they did make a sacrifice, but in the end that sacrifice wasn't worth it, and unfortunately Blind Esports had to fail in that endeavor. So it's very unfortunate for Blind Esports to get caught off in a situation like that. And Fangs, what can I say, man, they just played it out very well, especially IWNL. Beautiful use of those suppression knives to not only just give information but also take out so many abilities, especially on some certain clutch situations where Chamber couldn't get to use his op, he couldn't get to use his headhunter, just because KO just used his null command to deny every single abilities that the defenders had to throw upon. So having that KO was very influential for Fangs to win it out, and IWNL just made a good job at that. 20 kills for him, supported for him, and also Cactus being as a duelist for doing his great job. But let's not forget about Retnox too. Retnox and Dash was doing their great efforts as well. Dash was giving good information from the Trailblazers and also from the Seeking Lights, which not only gives flash but also gives information regarding if they're currently in that place or not. So all in all, great performance from both these teams, but it's going to be Fangs who will win that round up.
That they are, folks. And with all that being said, that is the first match of the round done. Of the match of the night, evening, night. Weirdly enough, the sky outside of my windows is a weird shade of yellow. You know how it happens in the summer where the sky kind of goes yellow in the sunset and it just gets reflected throughout all of the clouds. It's like golden hour kind of out in the desert, but in a weird way, because it's already past 6, right? Or about to be 6.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
and it should be dark. Like my brain is telling me it's dark, but it's golden out there, and I'm it just threw me off entirely. Yeah, regardless of that, folks, enough rambling about the weather. It's too warm to really care about anyway. For those of you enjoying the stream on the YouTube channel, you will unfortunately have to, you're not unfortunately, excuse me, what am I saying? You're going to have to move over to the Loco stream to continue catching the matches. Match number 2 and 3 will be streamed exclusively on Loco. YouTube stream for the first match is done. With all that being said, folks, we will be back with match number 2, Team Punish versus Team Sudesh. It is sure to be a great one, so get your popcorn, get your drinks, rest your feet up, and be prepared. We'll be right back right after this break.
That's how we do it, yeah. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the CriticalX Valorant Milestone series. Almost mentioned the wrong series there. Powered by Loco. Here with the host Blackjack and Babagusta as we are here for the next match of the night, the second match, and the one that seems to be the one with the most promise. Team Sudesh versus Team Punish. This is going to be a fantastic team versus team situation. And let me tell you, as we go through, the team intros and everything that we have prepared for all of you viewers here in the long preamble to the game, I'm quite excited for this one. We've been alluding to this match for some time now. So, with that being said, Baba, how do you feel like this game has to show for us? What do you think that we're going to see?
I mean, what we're going to see is Team Sudesh's undefeated streak, Jack. I mean, yes, again, going up against Reckoning Esports on the Level Up Series 3, it wasn't a bit of a losing streak, but they did win it out against Reckoning Esports on the Decider map. And in the milestone event, we haven't seen Team Sudesh lose a single round, or should I say, single match. So, if Punished do figure out a way to take out Team Sudesh, that will break not only their streak, but also put them in a very bad spot too. So, just like I said, I didn't said anything. I was just trying to say that Team Sudesh they they have it, Jack. I mean, I do kind of feel like Team Sudesh, despite being the underdogs of this milestone event series, they have made a fantastic job. They've made an excellent work on not only on both coordination, but not only just on coordination, but also on their disciplined gunplay skills, their mechanical skills too. So it's going to be a tough challenge for Team Punish to go up against Team Sudesh, despite their excellent plays being made. But I mean, I know I've talked a lot about Team Sudesh, but I do want to talk about Punish too. They did somehow had a bit of a bumpy road up against Fangs, but they didn't they did somehow succeeded, but they could not, however, get to defeat Reckoning Esports though on round number two, match one, which was on map Icebox. I believe it was 13 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it was 13-5 in favor of Reckoning Esports. The rest of the matches, it was just Team Punish didn't had any problems with it, but now Team Sudesh they have a lot of work to do, Jack.
Yeah, as we will go into the team versus team now and see what both of these teams have for us in terms of their stats, you will see that they are equals right now in this tournament. 3 matches, 2 wins, and 4 points to each. They are very much head to head against each other. Team Sudesh, well, they are obviously the ones
Hmm.
that look like they might be the strongest in this situation, but we will see if they will prevail against Team Punished, who went up against the current top team in the tournament, that is Reckoning Esports, of course. And of course, no team would be complete without its best players. So let's see what the best players of both are stacked up against each other. And it seems like, all right, pretty interesting. Fox and HVS from Team Punish and Sudesh are our players of highlight, players of mention, so to speak, for the day. Fox overall boasting better stats in certain regards, mind you, mostly in average combat score and in kill to death ratio, kind of. These stats, of course, aren't just of this tournament. They are from previous matches, level up series, other tournaments that these players have played as well. So a lot of it is taken into account. And overall, I gotta say, I do like their performances, even if they're not really averaging 1 kill every round. The average being zero point 0.6, meaning that they don't necessarily get kills every round. Kind of leads me to think that they might be the type of players to sort of pull back, play on the back foot until their team really needs them. And then, well, then they will go out and get every single kill required. With that being said, of course, that is all the preamble about the teams, all the preamble about the players. The next bit of preamble that we have is going to be about the map that has been selected by both sides, and that is Split on for all of our viewers at home. Like we said yesterday, this map definitely presents the question that if you're not really performing, you better split like a banana before you get folded like an omelet, gamer. And that
Oh
is
boy.
definitely what one of these teams will have to face today. I'm not saying it's going to be a dominant game, but it will definitely be quite the heavy match between both of these teams.
Yes, Jack. Yes, Jack. Absolutely. And again, I do have to
Hey,
put
wait,
this
wait,
one
wait.
thing. Yeah.
Did you
No.
accidentally call me Jet for a second there?
Yes, because here's the thing, Jack. Like when you said banana and split into an omelet, I kind of just lost track. All right. I just kind of lost track, and then immediately I just called you Jet instead of Jack. So yeah, apologies for that one.
Hmm.
And second, about Team Sudesh's round history in the Swiss group, they actually didn't get to win against Reckoning Esports. This was in an offline match, so it was 13-5, and the map was on Ascent. So looks like I spoke too soon about Team Sudesh being undefeated on the milestone event. But yeah, there you have it, folks. It is equalized nonetheless, and now with the agents pick, we're going to see what kind of agents will both of these teams will proceed on a map like Split. And I see Omen being brought out here as the controller. And oh boy, Omen smokes are so good. You can hide in it. You can still see the outside of the smoke, the inside of the smoke. I mean, it's really good when it comes to making those flashy plays, just like you saw from Immutable, Jack. Do you remember that? Immutable, playing with the Reina, he just kept pushing towards mid, and
Choose your
somehow he gets
agent.
away with all of that. But right now, we don't
Oh,
see him
yes.
play the controller. He's currently playing as Viper as the controller, and we have dual controller setups here being made from the side of the defenders.
That is going to be very interesting indeed. Viber God looks like they want the sky. Yes, indeed. They're going to get that pick out. A raise from both sides, Omen from both sides as well. That caught me off guard. But yeah, I have to say I like the team setups from both sides. We'll have a closer look at them in the match itself, of course, in just a short moment here. As Team Punish on the defense, Sudesh on the attack. We've got everything set. We've talked about the history that they have shown us in this tournament so far. Everything's there. So, Baba, before we go in, I made the prediction the last time. I actually got it correct now that I think about it. So, what do you think? Who's going to win this?
Well, since I talked a lot about Team Sudesh, I'll just stick with Team Sudesh here, Jack. That's all I can say. I mean,
Simple. Makes
yeah,
sense.
it's simple
I
and sweet. There's nothing more to say. I didn't make any mistakes about Team Sudesh being undefeated. Everything is fine. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I
The first
don't
minute of
know what
this,
to
the
say
first
next,
minute of
yeah.
this bit in the stream definitely didn't happen, folks. Nothing to
Yeah,
see here.
it just didn't happen.
You know.
Yep, nothing to see here.
Yeah,
Yep.
nothing to see here. Let's go into the game as it is live on your screens as well. The bye phase of the first round is in, and the first round itself will be in as well. And as it normally is, that is,
Here.
the first rounds are kind of usually a little slow, kind of slow paced because both teams are trying to figure out the lineups, the potential setups, and whatnot. Round 1, 2, expect them to be a little slow to start, and then we're gonna go in with the full meat and potatoes of the match. But right now, as you can see, the timer has been paused for a quick moment. But we have something new to show you, folks, an agent select screen that we have here for all of our viewers. Look at that. Rise, Omen, Skyjet, and Viper from the side of Punished, picked by Fox, Equinox, Vibe I Got, Ion Q, and Immutable. And from the side of Team Sudesh, we've got Chamber, Jet, Omen, KO, and Rise, picked by Patrick. Oh, wow. What was that voice?
Okay.
Patrick.
Okay, Jack?
I'm good. Don't worry. Nothing happened. Patrick, Raxi, Harsh, and the rest of the team. I couldn't even get to call it out in time. I apologize for that, folks. I was not expecting my voice to crack like that in that situation. Round 1 is a go now, as we have a push up towards the mid. Oh my goodness, that's a great flash right there. Braxi put out of the action for a moment, but Iancu unable to take full advantage of that. Grenades go out. No damage is done to either side, as we have now the Trailblazers coming in from the side of the defense. Ion is just going to fall back nice and quickly. Braxi taking the full brunt of that concussion, but no bodies dropped yet. Big utility dump in mid, but looks like the site of focus has changed, and we might actually be going into an A-centric push. And that could be the first big play from Team Sudesh. They might have made Punish think that, yeah, no, they're coming to B. They definitely are, right, with that play. But as it turns out, they're not. And Team Punish is about to start realizing this, that A might actually end up being the site of choice. Yes, it is. Shots will be fired. Viper is very low on HP as the flashes now go out. Viper orbs are out as well. It's all in here right now. But Fox finds one, gets taken down by Harsh, and the full push is in. Braxi comes and finds Viper God, but the spike, it has been recovered as well. The plan will go off now. Shots fired. Harsh finds one more. Immutable
left.
down. It's a 4v2.
4v2, and Team Sudesh is currently in the lead here with only Ion and Equinox need to be dealt with, and Harsh V definitely sees that. Post plant, just like I said, the 2v4 situation where Equinox needs to figure out a way, losing quite a lot of HP, and they are covered in so many locations. They still have the smoke to play around it. Now Braxi knows this. All he needs to do is just wait for them to arrive right outside, or just wait for the smoke to dissipate so that they can get the kill. Again, Equinox tried to make an attempt but didn't get it nonetheless, and it's Ayan. Could get a frag or two, but that's not going to happen. Patrick from the long range of the Headhunter will claim the life of Ayan, and the first round of the pistol goes in favor of Team Sudesh. Now, I have to say, the composition that's been picked here is what intrigues me the most. Immutable with the Viper and Equinox with the Omen. Now, just like I talked about the smokes, about Omen having visible on both insides and outside of the smoke, the same thing can be said to Viper as well, because he has this poison cloud. You could somehow try to play accordingly. And how can you counter all of them? Just by bringing in KO, the suppression knife, the null command. Immediately you don't get to, use those smokes, but you can still somehow use Omen smokes to make sure that it will be blocked. But for now, let's just focus on round number 2. Team Sudesh winning round number 1 on tag. They want to continue their aggression on round number 2, but do they know that there's a Bucky here patiently waiting, and it's my back guard, the judge, the jury, can he get the third? Oh, it does not. HBS denies it. It's HBS to shut him down. And now they finally have control on the side, but guess what? This time, Team Punish has the advantage here when it comes to man count. It's 4v3, and now guess who has the judge? It's in the hand of Harshvi, and HBS is doing so much major damage. Not only he did took out 2 of those players, but somehow he managed to equalize the man count. Now, Ayan, oh, the shorty from mid-range somehow takes out HBS, and now there is still a chance here. 3v2. Harsh has the ghost. The judge. No, he misses everything, but he gets the kill nonetheless. All right, the ghost with the finalizer to take out Ayan Q. And we all know who to thank for. It is none other than Bye Bye Gods' judge. I mean, what can I say in the end, Jack? The judge, it was everywhere. I mean, 2 kills from Vibe God, and next thing you know, Hush got the advantage from the Ghost and started using it to his own advantage. Can you believe that, Jack?
I can. Like I said yesterday, shotguns only really work for you when you commit, when you believe in the power of the shotgun, when you believe in the power of the Leroy Jenkins. That is when the shotgun really gives you the dividends that you are looking to get out of it. Otherwise, it can be a bit of a hit and miss with that gun, as with that gun type, I should say, as is always the case. Decay on Braxy right now because of the Viper wall and orb at that. They've got Immutable on the other side to worry about. The Boombot will not go in Immutable's direction, so I don't think they know that that Viper is there. But the pings will come out to watch that entry anyway, that sewer entry towards mid. As Immutable is going to hold this. Toxins up. Grenade out. Fox will find one. And a push out from Immutable will not find the kill that they wanted. Still, one down. That is from the defensive side. Team Punished looking to put a round on board. Sudesh was in a similar situation in the last round. They were 1 player down, but they managed to turn it around. And they managed to win it as well. But will they be able to this time? Fox holding on the Heaven Tower area. Vibe by God, the judge is up. And Patrick is down. This time, Vibe by God is still alive. The man count is still in Punished's advantage. And as long as it stays that way... Oh, no. Vibe by God taking full advantage of that and picking up a free Vandal at that too for their efforts. Team Punished completely caught out in the open and punished, literally, for their... Sudesh, that is, been punished for their missteps right here. Can't get too far ahead of yourself, because if you do, things will happen that you might not like. There goes Harsh V. Equinox taking them down. That's the spike down, which means that the KO no longer has the spike, no longer has much of utility either. So they just gotta hold it down and wait for the round to end. It will. Defenders will win. Punish put their first on board. And unfortunate, HVS doesn't get to save their gun till the end and into the next round. It is what it is. Round 3 goes to Team Punished, as the defense will take their first.
Yep, and I have to say, what great usage of both the Poison Cloud and the Viper's Wall to be placed on mid. Not only did they had to deal with those smokes, they also need to they also had to deal with Omen smokes as well. You even saw the Omen smokes being placed in towards mid mail to make sure that none of those heavy aggressive push would happen from their end. And look how effective it worked out, Jack. Look how Team Sudesh, where they were forced to hold by themselves on mid bottom, and when they decided to go in for that execute, they get caught out, and all Viper had to do was just peek. He finds one, he gets 1 kill, he falls back, knows that most of those lines of sight line of sight is blocked, so he comes back safe and sound, and he tries to eliminate them one by one. And HBS, I have to say, despite his best efforts into getting most of the kills, I have to say that holdout from mid was very strong from Punisher's side, and it was almost impenetrable for Team Sudesh to proceed. So I believe that's the main reason why they have to go in for a pause time. No, this is actually a technical pause, but what I'm trying to say here is they have to find the turnaround on that mid side, because mid control is very important on a map like Split, because if there is some problems that needs to be dealt with, especially if you want to execute on A or B, if you start to lose a lot of players, you still need to have that backup idea, and that backup idea will be none other than towards the mid side. So hopefully, I think they might brute force their way in towards the B side, and I believe they're going to do it right now.
Indeed, they are looking like they want to do it here and now, and that is going to be a big aggressive play in, but no, HBS is down on the ground. Patrick gets one, only get refract instantly. Fox finds one, Fox finds 2, but Harshvi finds Fox in the meanwhile. It is now a revive situation. Will the KO be up? No, they won't be. Immutable comes in, and Ayan 2 as well finishes off the 2. My goodness, a rush and a half from Team Sudesh, but it did not pan out the way that they wanted it to. Punished was ready, more than ready, and they pretty much, like we have said before, made Team Sudesh fold like an omelet in that situation. I'm sorry, it's just you present the word split to me in a map. I mean, as a map and as a call-out that we have to make constantly, and that is what plays in my head. I apologize to the audience, but that's just how it is.
I mean, I have to ask Zach, like, how do you fold an omelet? I mean, I've heard you say split like an omelet multiple times, but how do you fold an
No, no, no.
omelet,
So-
especially when it's that delicate?
No, but like when you're frying it, you can fold it, right?
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that's a good shot though from Braxy to take
a
out my
shot,
God. But
yeah.
Immutable is still strong though. Two kills from him, but looks like Team Punish is looking very strong. But let's not forget about HPS. High Value Sharpshooter's the name, and he is here to play the game, folks. But the problem is that there's just only 2 players left here for Team Sudesh's side, and Ayan, he hears the footsteps. All he needs to do is to eliminate HBS. But at the time he gets away, he'll just gets away at the right time. But Ayan is thinking of taking out HBS, and there you go. Patiently waiting, sees HBS,
remaining.
gets the pick,
Spike
and it's
down.
Harsh
Counter spawn.
in a 1v2 situation. He will get the spike. Can he get the spike? No, he does not. He'll just arrive right from behind exactly where Ayan's location was. Paranoia, panic starts to brew in, but no. Ayan just gets away at the right time, takes out Harsh, and Team Punish is in the lead once again. And continuing the conversation about the folded almond, Jack, I kind of agree.
I mean, overall, I gotta say, there was an attempt made by Sudesh to bring it back, right? They almost had it at that, I will say, but it wasn't quite enough. And Team Punish, well, absolutely punishing them for that regard. I wouldn't necessarily say that Sudesh got folded like an omelet. There was definitely some good amount of resistance. But
They split
some
their
would-
omelet into twos. So.
Right, I appreciate you for the metaphor, but it's split like a banana, Baba, not an omelet. Patrick's gonna find Fox in the meanwhile. That is one kill that the attackers have taken. Finally, the first blood goes their way. Knives out, but no, Immutable, what a shot right there through the Viper wall, no less. Raxi down, but there's still one more on the mid side. Ayan Q holding a long angle at the moment.
Oh.
They see the gun barrel of the Rays. Call outs out, they find him. HVS goes down as well. What a collapse right there from Team Sudesh. Once
One
again, they took
enemy
the first
remaining.
blood, but that's all they got. Immutable with the third, and Patrick left alone right outside of the entry to the site.
I mean, I have to say, Jack, how is this working out for Team Punish? How is Immutable getting every single kill into the mid site and leaving Team Sudesh with absolutely nothing? I mean, in the end, it's just Ayan with the op to take out the final player here. Patrick will go down. It's 4-2. Defenders have the lead with only one casualty, and that was Fox. And I have to say, how is that working? How is that wall, the poison cloud from mid, and even though if they do execute into the B side, you have another smoke from Omen that can block line, that can block any lines of sight even if they want to. So Immutable, he has the entire mid site locked down. No one's gonna go in, no one is gonna go out, which means the only option for Team Sudesh is to brute force their way in towards the side and hope they could get a frag or two, and that's not gonna happen most again because it's Ayan to take out Braxy. His arch nemesis has been taken out, and it's just 4 players back again. But let's not forget, HBS still has the op and will take out Ayan, just as I was about to say.
Popped by the op, I guess you could say. Patrick definitely getting that kill at a good moment, but immediately he is here. Harsh goes down. There goes Kev. There are still very strong opponents remaining in Dish. I'm not really sure what's happening to them. Fox goes on to the kill for 2, that is. HVS and Patrick down. And that is now round number 7 that goes their way. 5 straight rounds. They were 0-2 not too long ago, and they are now 5-2, looking quite strong indeed. I have to say, Team Sudesh, I'm not really sure what's going on right now. Like, we made the joke about them getting folded like an omelet not too long ago, right? But that is actually what is happening right now. They aren't looking all that good. They're kind of looking all over the place. Maybe it's a bad day. Maybe they're yet to really acclimate to the way Team Punished is playing. Because, you know, how you questioned how could Immutable, the Viper, get away with the kind of plays that they've been making, right? Maybe Sudesh isn't necessarily used to the way that Punished has been playing their Viper here in this round. Definitely feels like it. Hers goes down in the meanwhile. Beautiful shot right there from Ayan. 5IQ in the meanwhile. Just, yeah, peeking the garage. Like, in the garage. Kev peeking the garage. Mixed up my terminologies right there. Trailblazer will be stopped in his tracks, but that is the information given away. Kev throws the grenade. Vibegod will run away just in time. Flashes go out. HVS wants a kill here, but they know there's somebody on the mid gate. They see the other one too, and it's immutable to take the kill. Fox was basically the bait in that situation. Braxy finds Equinox, making it a 3v3 and a clearance into the A side. Who's got the spike? No one. It is dropped, and it's in Immutable's watch now. Big mistake, big mistake from Team Sudesh. If they dropped it here, or if the player went down here and they forgot to, maybe they're playing for picks, it doesn't matter. Spike is on the ground, and there's the Viper Orb as well. Patrick can do next to nothing about this other than push up aggressively and get taken down as a result. The Hawk goes out, the Flash is in.
30 seconds left.
And there's a dire situation. Team Sudesh, that was a big mistake right there, to have the diffuser drop in, to have the Spike drop in sewers. There we go. Immutable is going to take their third, and Braxy will shut down Ion Q. But the round is still not over. Braxy, with an op in hand, they can still potentially make this out. They have to clear Immutable, but then they have to go for the plant, and I don't think they want to. With only so few seconds, they have an op in hand as well. So they're going to push up. Ooh, nice shot right there. That's going to be Immutable off the board. Vandal in their hands, but yeah, like we were expecting, just save the gun, save the time, give your team a little bit just to talk about what went wrong in that last round, because so many things did that so frequently at that too. 6-2, team punished, my goodness. Round 9, and this is getting the lead, that this is getting larger and larger by the minute.
Yeah, man, I mean, that double peak once again from mid. I mean, I do have to appreciate Team Sudesh still trying to make that effort to try to get that control, to try to provide that distraction, but it's not working out. And look at that, Immutable is still in a very strong position, but not quite sure if it's going to help them a lot. Here comes the smoke, and what will Team Sudesh do at this point? Because they're currently in half-by rounds once again. Sheriffs in hand, Vandals, now they have information too regarding 2 players into its viewers, and Ayan will just patiently fall back once again. Now HBS, seen him be a headshot machine with the Sheriff. Can he do this once again? Why by God? Denies it immediately just like that. Again, Seekers to give them info. Flashed and taken out. And Braxy comes in with the refrag here once again. A lot of dangers, a lot of damage being dealt here for Team Sudesh, and it's Hush all by himself. And gets picked out once again from the op. And at this point, I can say that this is Punish's half here. The first half, 7 rounds. Back-to-back defensive wins. Not a single round has been won. I mean, they did win the pistol rounds and the second after that, but after that, it's just Punish's map this round. And although, yes, I can agree that the first half is very strong, but how will it work out in the second half, knowing that you have 2 controllers and you have to proceed for the attack?
Yeah, Punish on the attack is definitely going to be a very... Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one, but never mind. HVS is on the ground already. Ion can make sure of that. Patrick comes in, gets one, but the revive is done. KO is still around. Oh dear, here's the showstopper. Here's the showstopper. Kev finds one, but Fox will shut them down as soon as possible. It's a 3v4, and yet Patrick finds one more. Immutable down. That is the big kill that they need. A 2v4, excuse me, as it is now a situation that Sudesh has taken advantage of. They needed the KO to work, and the KO did. Braxy will take down Equinox. It's all down to that last player now remaining. Flash will go out any second now. How will Vibegod go about the situation? Flash is out, but it will not actually find Braxy, curiously enough, as Vibegod looks to go around the back. That KO suppression, the null command right there, that was basically what Sudesh needed. Because of the Viper, they have had so much trouble in mid. And with the Viper wall and basically everything that the Viper can play, put out right there, right? The Viper wall and the Viper orb, with neither of them being there, you have a situation where all of the angles were available to peek. And as we all know, Sudesh, even if they might be struggling in terms of utility, they are no slouches in their head-to-head gunfights. Team Sudesh finally take a round after 7 rounds of... It is almost unimaginable to think. 7 rounds were taken by Team Punish off the back of their double controller setup, and 1 round where that was shut down, Team Sudesh takes the win again. 7-3, huge lead still in the favor of Sudesh, but we've got a big aggressive push here on towards the A side, on towards Heaven. Will they actually find one? They should any second now, but no, Immutable turns around to take down Braxy anyway. Into the smoke, gets taken out by Patrick, firing through the smoke. IonQ finds Kev in the meanwhile. Vibegot finds one more. HBS is on the ground, and so many bodies are dropping. Harsh finds one, Patrick another. That's suddenly the reflex for the 2 kills from earlier. It's a 2v2. Both Omens remain alive. Chamber is low on the attacking side, as we have a little bit of a null in the play. Not quite. IonQ finds one more. It's a 1v2. Harsh, the last one standing.
Equinox still has from the shadows, so even though if the Omen do decide to fall back, he'll be there at the right time. And Harsh, my goodness, if he just pushed one more step, he would get caught out. So the only thing that he can do is just go in for the plant. But will he commit to it? Yep, he will commit. They'll hear that. And Ayan, definitely not going to waste any time at all. Post plant, can Harsh succeed this 1v2? It is crucial for Harsh to give Team Sudesh the round win that they need. And if Harsh succeeds this, then we might see a break around. Ayan sees the peak, but it's not going to work out because Harsh, by taking out Equinox, that double peak is very difficult to succeed, because even if you did get that first frag, the trade will happen nonetheless, and it's Team Punished who will win that round once again, 8-3. So HBS, I have to say, the suppression knife, he did tried multiple efforts to try to suppress the Venom. To try to suppress the Viper, because sometimes you see Immutable being on mid vent, sometimes you see him being on mid mail. Every single round you see the Viper, he always keeps changing his positions to make sure that none of the suppression knights gets caught off. So it was technically a gamble for HVS to guess exactly what their positioning was, and it did not work out any single time. It's going to be even more difficult knowing that the ult has been popped out in mid.
That's going to be a big kill, mind you. IonQ off the board. Patrick starting things off strong, as Team Sudesh have only this round of the attack remaining. HVS will throw all of the utilities out. Suppression's going in, but will that actually work? Yes, that's the... Oh, well, all right. I guess it doesn't matter, not necessarily. Braxy does take the kill onto Immutable, and there's Kev on the Fox. All right, looks like the kills have been taken back, but Vibegot here to refrag. Not for long, though. Braxy will take that. Oh, Equinox with 1, with 2. No, not quite. So close. So close. That could have been it. That could have been a 9-3, but it wasn't to
Switching sides.
Oh man, that got really exciting for a second there. I was gonna say that suppression from the KO onto the Viper definitely seemed to have helped, but Immutable just does not care. Immutable does not care. You suppress the Viper's abilities, they've got their guns. They're still gonna go gung-ho and get their kills as and when required. But still, 8-4, 4-round lead, which is massive for Punished. The thing is, they have a double controller setup, which is, as we've seen, very much tailor-made for the defensive side. How do they use the setup now on the attack here on Split? Well, it's the second half. I guess we'll find out.
Yep. The moment of truth is finally here, Jack. We're about to see if this double controller attack for Team Punished, will it work out or not? That's my biggest question. Patrick, I mean, that's the thing about Chamber mains here. All you have to, I mean, he is a Sentinel after all. All he needs is just 2 trademarks and 1 information just by that tag. And if he did miss, he'll just teleport himself back out. Does he get the shot? No, it does not. Second frag, he needs to get out, and eventually he does. And now the execute will happen in towards A. The trademarks will pop out anytime soon. So does the backup from Team Sudesh. Information will be given, but Ayan will be slowed, and HBS knows this. Pop flash. Will that work out? No, it does not, but that wall does. Oh my goodness, that is a good wall though from Immutable. And look at that, perfectly played like a pigeon. That's 2 kills from Bye and Fox. Patrick with the Immutable down, but it's not going to work out. Actually, it is going to work out though. Look at that, Kevin Harsh fighting it back again. But is it working out though? Sky with the heal once again to put Jet 200 HP. But will it work out? Trailblazer, good utility when it comes to gaining information, and also concussion. Sees the Omen, and there comes the concussion. Post plant, they have 1 person's info, but do they have Kev's info? And that is crucial. No, they have it right now. All it needs is for Kev to get that shot, and Harsh can get it. No, it does not. Vibegot denies it, and it's Kev in a 1v2. And he gets it. No, it does not. Beautifully done from the sky for the flash. And they execute from Ayan with the final frag. 9-4. And Team Punish is still getting the lead.
I have to say, Team Punish, like, in that last round, definitely looked a little bit more shaky. I feel like could be something to do with the economy not letting them get everything they want, especially in the gun front, of course. Pistol rounds, as it were, first round. What are you really going to do about it? Not much, so to speak. Utilities are very important in Valorant. Sacrifice them for guns and you'll find themselves at the tail end of a whooping, as they say. But regardless, 9-4. 5-round lead. And Team Sudesh is in a position, or not in a position, to make too many demands about this. Flash goes out, Vibegod will go all in on this, looks like. But Ayanki is actually going to find Patrick. That was outside of A, but this is still a big push in towards A. Brax is going to be seen, and the Jet will make a big run away from Ayan as the Jet orbs come out as well. Look at that. Both sides not knowing where the other is. 1 kill, 2 kills. Where's the Jet? Can they be found? Not quite. It doesn't matter. Brax is down, and suddenly big aggression is going to work out. Team Punish continue taking rounds. Team Sudesh. Oh dear me. What has happened today? Has the, as we like to call it here, has the luck of the Irish run out? Because they are definitely not going strong, so to speak. They are all over the place today, and I'm not sure why or how. 10-4. Team Sudesh are definitely not looking too good. That omelet allegory that we made not too long ago, folks, let me tell you, it is now burned into my eyes, because that is exactly what we're seeing right now.
I mean, too much smokes for Team Sudesh to handle, and so much. It's so very difficult to handle them. Look at that, immediate mid control, and they still want to continue the aggression once again. Head, yes, what? And he struggle. No, it's not working out for them. And somehow they're deep within the site. Team Punished is deep within the site, and they can choose which side they have to go through. But Harsh is not going to let that off that easily, though. Fox gets taken out. Ayan can get the peek. Yes, he does, and that too with the Spectre. My goodness. Harsh will go down. Ayan can see Kev, but no, Kev has the better gun, the Phantom. Very strong, but Immutable is still alive, though. Keep that in mind. Immutable is a very dangerous player, even if he plays the Duelist Reyna or the Controller Viper. And in just 50 seconds, they have to figure out a way. Kev, again, a good job of taking out Equinox, and that will put Immutable on a 1v2 situation here. Lots of smokes, snake bites, good amount of utilities that can be used for the Viper's for Viper's potential.
30 seconds.
They don't have that information, and they've decided one of them to hold on A and one of them to hold on B. And if Immutable takes out Kev, just when I was about to say that, Kev says, nope, not gonna happen. We'll get the win. 10-5. Let's go.
See, the thing about big aggression, right? Massively aggressive plays. Whenever you like to make them, if they work, they work. Don't get me wrong. And they definitely had a body count advantage there. Team Sudesh, I believe, Team Punish, I believe it was what, a 4v2 at one point. But I think the thing that they didn't really count on, actually 4v3, Hirsch was the one who started bringing things back with that first and second kill. Hirsch with 2, I believe it was Kev with 3. And I think what they didn't count on, Team Punished, is the fact that, you know, Sudesh would still fight that hard in that situation. Oh no, that could have been huge for Ayan. That kind of aggression is something that Punished has been trying, but a double peek right there will allow Patrick to finish off the Jet very quickly, and the Viper's Venom, Wall, and Orb, unfortunately, being used up here, will not pay much dividend to the side of the attack. They're going to have to fall back. Cav has a strong position in mid now, but Fox is pushing in. Wait a minute. Hirsch, do they know what's going on here? They should hear it, and they're gonna get taken down. Oh dear me, that's a big clear onto the B site, and that means the B plant should go off. But where is the spike? It is not in there yet. It is with the Omen, who is just about to enter the bomb site. They should get in and get the plant off any second now. Flashes are going out. Satchel charges are out as well. And oh dear me, HVS tried to make a big play, but they get taken down. Equinox is going to get the plant down. Spikes on the floor. And now it is a post-plant situation. There's one up on the tower. They will be seen. It's Kev. Fox is going to find Braxy in the meanwhile. Kev's position given away. They are taken down. And Fox, the last one standing, pushing very hard on Patrick. Patrick's going to take that kill. Anyway, 1v3. Post-plant. They've got plenty of time but the snakebite comes out to stop them, and there it is. Snakebite and the orb, the smoke orb that is, from the Omen, just to stop this chamber from pushing up. Patrick has been pretty big of an annoyance for Team Sudesh to Team Punish to deal with, right? But looks like that will not be the case. Patrick's is going to fall back, wait for someone to come to his line of sight, finish them off, maybe hurt the economy of Punished a little bit, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case either. 11-5 Punished, especially Fox from Punished, making a big play, changing the whole situation by clearing out the B side, with the only defender that was in there. And Harsh, unfortunately, not able to get that kill, was the catalyst that ended up with the round loss for Team Punished. 11-5. 6 rounds of a lead again. Team Sudesh, how do you answer back?
I hope Team Sudesh answers back, because they have to win 6 rounds back to back. And here comes the showstopper. Will Hush get caught off? No, it does not. He will survive. Paint bomb is here, but Fox still wants to continue the aggression. The walls is in. So does the frag from Braxy. Here comes 2 kills from him. Ayan and Equinox down, which means there is still hope for Team Sudesh to come back. There's 2, and it's just 1 player left. It's immutable. Oh no. What just happened? What exactly just happened? There was walls, there was everything, but you also need to remember, you can still wall bang it. Immutable gets 1. That is Patrick. And Ayan almost getting a chance to take out the Viper. Still alive. Snakebite will come in too, which will think that which HBS will think that they're heading in for a plant. Here comes the peak, and HBS will get that without having any problems at all. So Team Sudesh will be guaranteed to get a win here, 11-6. And Fox, I have to say, that showstopper, if it was almost at the side towards, the Omen, I believe that was Harsh, who was currently in towards B side. She almost survived the showstopper, which led to even more problems when you saw the wall being prepped up open. And all Braxy needs to do is just get that picks, and he did evidently he did so.
Get out of my way!
Indeed, flashes out, and Patrick, seeing that is going to fall back nice and quickly. Well done by the chamber right there. Good use of utility. Ion Q is ready with the knives. Boombot is out, but it will be taken down before it can explode. Spike was dropped in the sewers, means that Team Punish wanted to play for picks, but they weren't able to. Patrick's going to find one. Fox is on the board. Big drop right there. That is the raise out. The duelist gone. However, it doesn't seem like B is going to be the side of choice. Patrick's going to find one more, but only to get taken down by Equinox. And the sky is going in. Vibegon is going to get the plant down. And we have more cover being thrown in by the Omen player, Equinox, right here. Spike on the floor, 11-6. Vibegon, oh dear, that's the judge. Gotta be careful. Braxy finds Immutable in the meanwhile. Immutable has been such a dangerous player, mind you. And there's the judge to find one. Instantly switches out as the Hawk goes out for the flash. Equinox knows that there's one, and they take down Braxy, but no, Kev comes in. Equinox will go down. Vibegon knows there's somebody right outside waiting. They gotta be careful on this peak. They get that anyway. They want to push in. Ooh, there we go. Just be careful. Be careful on the play right now. The defuse is going to happen any second now. HBS is going to go down anyway. It's a clutch by Vibegon. Good stuff right there from the Sky player right about now. In time as well to save the gun and get away with a little bit of good eco. Round 18 goes their way by the skin of their teeth, but that is what matters here, isn't it? It is 12-6. Match point achieved, and Team Sudesh, in a score that I don't think any of us expected them to have in any major match of this tournament, are currently sitting at a 6-round deficit and need to play 6 rounds of near perfect Valorant to bring it back and push for overtime. Not even to win, to push for overtime.
And Braxy, great attempt, but it's not working out once again here. Again with the frags, the piece, Kev is still trying to figure out a way to equalize it, and evidently he did so. 3v3, the information will be given from the suppression knife, and HBS will decide to use every single abilities here. One fragment, one flashbang, but it's too late. They have control on the side. The ult's been used from both of the players here. A bit of a fake, and I believe that actually kind of worked out here. Again, Omen is still in the A side. They still haven't planted the spike just yet. They're just currently waiting for Immutable for his play. Here comes a trademark, which will give them the information. No, actually, it does not. All right, interesting enough. Immutable is free to push, but he still need to be worried about the race, and Immutable will get that kill nonetheless. And it's why by God, who is currently holding that angle. Spike's been planted. We even have the Viper's pet. How can Team Sudesh come back here? HBS, what can you do in a situation like this? A lot of pre-fires, the concussion, but we got pre-fires, takes out one, and it's just Harsh. 5 HP, and he goes down as well. 13-6. And Team Punished. What a way to play map split. Dual controllers for the win, ladies and gents. Dual controllers for the
literally.
win.
Yeah.
What was
only
that?
19 rounds.
Yeah.
Only 19 rounds between both teams. You know, me and Baba, we expected OT out of this.
Yeah.
Full transparency moment. Before the match started, before we came back to us, me and Baba were discussing what this match had to offer for all of us and the viewers at home, right? Both of us were like, yeah, no, this is going OT, at least, right? It's got to. These two are like some of the best teams in the entire table. And Team Punished actually pushes Sudesh down into the lower bracket. That is not only ever so slightly unexpected, but Sudesh at the same time, for them to lose 13-6, I believe, what is that? The lowest or second lowest score, or the second highest round differential in the Milestone series. That is huge. Let's have a look at the MVP of the match, folks, as it is definitely going to be from Team Punished sides. There we go. Ion Q. Who else could it really be? As 280 economy rating, combat rating, excuse me. Pretty good on the economy, actually, now that I look at it. Duelist player, of course, 11 deaths to 21 kills. Pretty much almost 2 KDO in this entire kill death ratio, excuse me, in this entire match. Not much for First Bloods, only 3 out of the 19 rounds that we had, but still, my goodness, what a game. I'm actually kind of shook that this game ended up this way. So this was honestly, I feel like they should have been stronger than they ended up showing up today.
I mean, I have to say, Jack, Team Sudesh, they didn't expect a double controller like that. I mean, what can I say? Immutable for a moment, I thought he would either play as the duelist, maybe go with the normal Reyna. You even have the Omen smokes. He loves pushing aggressive, just like we saw in the previous matchup against, I believe, if I have that information right now, it is up against, not reckoning esports, it was up against Fangs. The map was also on split, and we saw Immutable play as Reyna. But this time, you see Immutable play as the controller Viper, and he's been making quite a lot of plays. But Immutable wasn't the only player, though. Let's not forget about by God with his judge plays, because my God, the amount of stuns, the concussions, and also the flashes, which was perfectly used to not only just give information but also blind the opposition team at the right time, gave Immutable and also the rest of the players for Team Punish to get that win, especially on that first half, which was also ever dominant. They couldn't get to have any any breakthrough of that mid side except HBS when he started to use his null command. Then in that itself, they got to realize that it's difficult when null command is being used. You don't get to use those smokes, you don't get to use any single abilities, which will be even more difficult for the players holding in towards mid. And HBS did an amazing job on getting that control on mid. But unfortunately, it was just one single round. That was the only single round where Team Sudesh got to salvage it, and they tried to get back in the lead once again by winning round 10 and round 12. But other than that, we didn't get to see much more of that presence in the second half because they just kept getting shut down every single round. They even lost the pistol rounds. They even lost the bonus. I mean, actually, they did win the bonus rounds, but it was just very difficult to determine most of those lines of sight being blocked, especially from the Viper's wall again on attack. You even saw the heavy aggressiveness being used from Ayan. And all in all, I have to say, Team Punished, it was just a different strategy that it was very difficult for Team Sudesh to counter.
That it definitely was. I will agree with you. I feel like Sudesh just did not expect what Punished brought out, and I think we can both agree that unexpected plays sometimes leads you into match wins that you might not have expected either. But as it stands right now, we have, of course, one more match to go, folks, and it is actually going to be between Reckoning Esports and Fangs. We have just gotten the information, not blind like we were calling out earlier. So it's probably, the team who won gets to play against the top of the leaderboard thing. I probably heard it wrong because I was asking the admins. Regardless, Reckoning versus Fangs, we hope you're ready. That is going to be a fantastic match. Until then, we're going to have a short break. Stay tuned.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the CriticalX presents Valorant Milestone series powered by Loco. Here with the host Blackjack and Baba Gusta. We hope you've had a very fun night, and if you're just joining us, let us remind you of what has happened so far. The first match that we had was between Blind Esports and Fangs, the winner of whom was set to come and duel Reckoning Esports here in the last game. The winner was Fangs. They won against Blind Esports on the map of Bind. It was a pretty good game, actually, much closer than the second game that we ended up having, which was between Team Sudesh and Team Punished. A game that we all expected to be so close because both of those teams are just under Reckoning Esports on the points table. Sudesh beat beat Reckoning Esports in their Level Up Series stream match finale at that to bring it back and get the top seed for Level Up Series 3. And yet, Team Punished absolutely took them to town on the map of Split. It was a 13-6. And with that being said, now it is going to be Fangs versus Reckoning Esports here on the map of Ascent. It's going to be an amazing time, folks. Let me tell you, as we move in to get to know the teams, get to know their stats against each other, and get to know the player stats as well. Baba Gusta, how are we feeling about this match?
Well, I am very excited, Jack, and also we're going to see Reckoning Esports go up against Team Fangs here once again. Great efforts, though, I have to say, from Fangs' side to succeed, winning against winning against Blind Esports 13-8. Now they're doing it again. This time going up against Reckoning, just like I said, will be a challenging. Uh, will be a challenging aim that Reckoning Esports needs to deal with. And also, as we take a look at the player versus player comparison here, coming at your screens right away. Actually, the teams comparisons on your screens right away. There you go. Reckoning Esports, they haven't lost a single match. 3 wins. And Fangs, they did win only 1 at this entire milestone event. And we all know that Reckoning Esports are on the top of the leaderboards, but currently they're in the brackets, they're in the upper brackets. So if we see Reckoning Esports lose against Fangs, we're going to see Reckoning Esports be in the lowest bracket, and that will be an interesting sight to see. Don't you think? Don't you think, Jack?
Most certainly. And looking at the stats, I think I realized something that I've been saying a little wrong. It was the loser between the both teams of Fangs and Blind that was going to go, and win, but not the loser in terms of who lost the match. I think in terms of leaderboard placement, that is how it was decided, which means there were some back-end calculations and whatnot involved. And let's not get into all of that, folks. Just a little bit of clarification that I had to give out from my end. Anyways, looking at the stats that these two teams have, Reckoning, they look strong. They look really, really strong right now. Fangs, on the other hand, not as much. 1 match on their hands, and even then, their leaderboard position is not looking great, given that they are here and now. They did beat Blind earlier, but it took a little bit of effort to actually do that. And now here they are, 1 match down, 1 more match to go. Let's have a look at the player v player comparison here to see exactly what we have on hand. Hirsch from Reckoning Esports and IWNL from Fangs. Interesting stats overall. IWNL, of course, is a very good, very competent player overall for Fangs. I feel like they're one of the more understated players of Fangs' team. Reckoning, on the other hand, of course, Hirsch has been doing a lot of good work, not to be confused with the other Hirsch from Team Punished, mind you. There are 2 players named Hirsch in this tournament, folks. That is just a little thing I had to point out. Reckoning's Hirsch has better stats in the rating, combat score, and kill to death ratio. However, if you look at the damage per round and kills per round, both of them are actually quite similar. Fangs is IWNL and Reckoning's Hirsch, which leads me to think that both of them have similar-ish playstyles and end results, even though they might actually occupy different roles in the game itself. We'll see whether or not that holds up today, folks, as this match is set to be quite an exciting one. Here on Ascent, Reckoning will be defense, Fangs will be attack. We hope you're ready, because this is going to be one hell of a game.
That I can agree of, Jack. Reckoning Esports versus Fang on the upper brackets. The map will be on Ascent, and I have to say this match will be an electrifying one to look at. I mean, an electrifying match to look at. Again, do have to apologize though. Sometimes I'm kind of stumbling for today. Maybe it's the match that's giving me the heebie-jeebies, I guess. But anywho, Reckoning Esports versus Fangs. There is, whatever did we talked about both in the the team comparisons as well as the players comparison. We talked everything about it, and now it is and now we'll just jump on the agent select screen here, with RGE being the one on defense, Fangs on attack. The map will be on Ascent. I kind of feel like IWNL is deciding to go for a Yoru here. Interesting, but keep that in mind. It still hasn't locked yet, so we might see a change at the end of 10 seconds. But other than that, you still see the same. You still see the same ages being picked here. Pixels with the controller, Harsh with the initiator KO, but Bad Love, instead of picking the chamber, we'll see him play as the KJ. Now, KJ's lockdown, as I was about to say, but decides to just fall back and get back to chamber instead. I was going to talk about the entire lecture about how KJ is good on map ascent, and Bad Love just said, you know what, Baba, you know what, never mind. I'm not gonna take KJ. I'll just take chamber and I'll just stick with the trademarks instead because it is more powerful. It gives so much information.
Select your
It
agent.
even gives information even if you destroy it or not. It's such a vital tool to be looking at. But yeah, in the end, the agent picks are done. No more. We're not going to see Yoru, and we're not going to see Yoru being picked here, but instead it's going to be the Reina and the Jet combo coming in on the side of Fangs. So there you have it. That's the agent's pick, and now we just have to wait for the first round of the pistol round.
And let me tell you, that first round is going to dictate the pace of the match very, very hard indeed. You know, something we don't really talk about too much is we say how pistol rounds, the first two rounds in general, right, are kind of slow for both sides, right, depending on how the economy goes, depending on how round one goes. But something that we need to talk about a little bit more is how round one really sets the tone for the entire game. And depending on who wins or who loses, depending on who gets the better economy out of it, it might even set the tone for who wins the entire match. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Fangs goes about dealing with Reckoning Esports in this very first round, as it were. But mind you, that doesn't mean that Reckoning will be taking it lightly. Let's go into the match, folks, and see exactly how round one, the pistol round, will pan out between either side as we have entered the match. The map, Ascent, is here for the taking.
Ascent is here, and pistol round will also commence. And we already see Deadly being aggressive in towards mid. Now, picking out IWNL will be the major cause, and he will evidently do so. But he's not dead just yet. Some little damage being made, but Cortez will be the one with the early frag to take out Bad Love, followed up with Rio to take out Cortez. An immediate trade, and now they've made a decision to head in towards A. Now, they have almost the entire control. Even the smoke has already coming in on the side of Dominic here to block lines of sight in towards the garden side. Now KO is still present. Harsh, if he takes out Kohli, it's going to be huge, but no, Kohli gets him instead. This is actually huge. And Cactus too to take out Pixels. And now the problem starts to arise here on Reckoning Esports. But once we thought Reckoning Esports was going to get this pistol round, suddenly Fangs starts to turn things around here.
More so than just turning things around, they've taken this first round very, very well indeed. 4 versus 2, and in the post plant, no less. One play from Rafters, one from the garden door. Deadly does do a bit of damage right there, but no kills to suffice. For the moment, he comes out, but not quite. The Sova has been seen as well. Rio will find one. Ooh, beautiful shot by Kohli right there. That's going to be one more. And it's now 1v2. Ooh, beautiful one tap right there. 2 more to go, 2 more to go. They try to go for the bait, but they're running out of time. They've really run out of time now. They get a kill, but they can't defuse, nor can they find the final player. And they're too close to the explosion to get away from it in time. Unfortunate for Reckoning. They nearly had that, mind you. They almost brought it back from a 2v4, but just taking too long on the rotates, taking too long on the flanks. They were just a little indecisive on how to go about the round, and they saw themselves losing the first round as a result. Pretty good from Fangs overall. Pretty good hold as well in the post plant, even though they lost a lot of bodies very quickly when the push decision actually came in. But hey, Reckoning still lost that first round, and that means they're gonna still have pistols and a shorty up against Spectres, and I believe a couple of Vandals we got to see as well.
Yep, eco round for RGE. But if they win round number 2, this will be huge, but I don't think that's gonna happen here. As Cactus takes out Rio once again. The Sova, no more information, but still they need to try to get for picks, and Deadly will actually get one instead. Again, apologies. taking out one of the players here, but IWNL is still here for the trade. Control on B, a beautiful shot from the Reina to take out Hush, and it's Pixels with a shorty in hand. Although I can say he could take a kill or two with the shorty if he is precise enough. But currently they're not in a range that Pixels can get a kill off of. Currently it's just a waiting game, but in the end result will still be the same. Reckoning Esports will lose round number 2, and I believe they are in for a hunt, especially IWNL and the Sova Kohli, who's been doing quite a lot of heavy work, not just giving info, but also getting kills from his end as well. But having that Vandal in hand can be crucial here. They have a 1 Vandal and 1 Phantom from Cortez. Pixels, oh boy, wrong timing. Almost did try to make an attempt to get a kill. It's just 150 creds for a single shorty, but in the end he'll not get a kill, and it's going to be the side of Fangs winning 2 rounds of attack here.
All right.
Okay, so all right.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
Sorry about the prolonged silence. I heard a noise in the other room, like a big noise, as if something fell down, right? So I had to go and check. Apologies, folks, for the awkward silence. I literally just sat back down and I heard that it was so quiet. Cactus Hour is not gonna be quiet. They're gonna take the first kill. Pixels off the board, and Reckoning, oh dear me, they are 2-0 down and with the body down to boot. Suppression is off. Cactus is, or was suppressed. IWNL. Oh my goodness, there goes Bad Love though. And that's Cactus down as well. Cortez and Cactus off the board. All-Seeing Eye number 1 taken down. Number 2 goes out. Rio is in a bad place. And that's going to be IWNL's kill. Like we said before, IWNL definitely feels like an understated player for the side of Fangs, as Reckoning is now going to have to deal with the post plant. Dominic gets the spike on the ground. Where is the chamber, actually, now that I think about it? They're probably in the entry hallway, right? The short hallway, that is. Yep, there we go. Kohli is outside of it, to be perfectly fair, as we have the suppressions coming in from the KO, the smoke orbs from the Jet. Badler is going to go straight in. Grenades are out. Utilities are all over the place, but oh dear me, there goes Kohli. The Sova off the board. That's very unfortunate, as we now have Deadly taking one more IWNL off the board, and Dominic, they took one, but Bad Love pushed out, took the kill, and brought it back. Finally, Reckoning will take a round. They had to do a bit of a side retake for that, but they will do it in good time and in good fashion, making it 1-2. They are still in the deficit, but they have put a round on board for themselves.
I mean, this is what Reckoning Esports excels at, especially on post plant. Any map that they go to, any defense that Reckoning Esports should go at, they are always excellent at winning post plant situations, especially on round 3, especially on other matches too, when they went up against I believe it was Punished, I believe, if I had that information correctly. If I just get the information right here. Yeah, up against Reckoning Esports. But for now, as we just focus on this round here, as I talk about that conversation in another round, still a lot of pressure being made in towards the mid side. Information is being given, and so does Deadly. Will still be alive nonetheless, but they still have the info nonetheless. They still have the information here. IWNL and Cactus proceeding very aggressively here. Not quite sure if I'm not quite sure if this is a good way to be holding around, but getting that early pick to take out IWNL is gonna cause a lot of problems here on Fangs' side.
Definitely quite a few problems, but it's only 1 player down. Kohli is actually very close to this situation in the smoke orb, no less. They're gonna see the Jet get that, get 2! Actually, never mind. Cactus comes in to find Pixels. I was very excited for the double kill, but no. Cortez goes down. That is going to be Bad Love with the kill. Dominic goes straight into the site. Will this work, though? Not quite. So many shots fired and so many misses. Bad Love goes down ultimately. Dominic clears out the site, and the plant should happen.
30 seconds
it
left.
will. Dominic getting the spike on the ground. It is another side retake situation in a 2v3. Cactus is the one in the front line of the defense. Waiting and watching to see exactly how they can get away with this situation. However, things are not going to look too good for them if they get taken down early. Rio, big pre-fire, shots fired back. We have the recon dart giving away positions, but still no emphasis through that. The smoke orb goes out, and they should be seen. Rio's going to come out of it, and that is the kill. Knives out, but they miss. Coley doesn't, though. Harsh goes down, and that is going to be another round for Fangs. They're actually playing pretty well, I gotta say. Reckoning Esports, on the other hand, taking their sweet time to start up that engine, but they gotta do it soon before it gets too late.
Yep, especially for Bad Love though, because the amount of missed shots that Bad Love did with his headhunter to try to eliminate Dominic from the B side was a bit difficult, and also it was a very crucial kill though. If Bradlove did succeed in in taking out the Omen, it would have been Reckoning Esports' round. But for now, we just have to wait for a certain moment, as we have a pause timer being announced here on the side of Reckoning Esports' end, I believe. Yeah, I guess it should be on Reckoning Esports' end here. Actually, no, It's from Cactus. Okay, it's from Cactus's end. It's currently Fangs, the one who's currently having some issues on their end. So hopefully we are back to the caster screen, and we'll just wait to make sure that the players will come back and proceed, or should I say, resume back the match shortly.
That it is. We're just gonna have to wait and see how the side of Reckoning, comes back from this. I'm not really. What's up?
Nothing. I was just trying to check the caster screen and realize I was down here. So technically,
you were.
The mustache was almost
seat,
similar
right?
to
Chilling.
the name tag, and also on the Instagram tag too. So I was like,
oh dear me. Creeper Baba is real, folks. Hide under your Minecraft beds tonight. You're gonna be seeing this man as a tall, weirdly shaped four-legged abomination in your Minecraft worlds later on.
Why did I do that?
Anyway.
Why did I do that? Jesus.
I don't know either, but I mean, you were chilling, right? You were just down there chilling. The only thing you needed was an ice cream in your hand, and you would have been really chilling. Those who know, you know. But regardless, I'm very, excited to see how Reckoning Esports brings it back from here. Right. They are in a bit of a weird position. I don't think they expect it to be 3-1 or 1-3 going into round number 5. Fangs taking this, break, as it were, was unexpected again, as things ought to be today, given that Team Sudesh lost 6-13 earlier in the day as well. Things have happened today, folks. Things have happened today. But do not worry. Hopefully, everything is going to get sorted out nice and quickly, and we'll be back into the match without too much of a further ado. But I would like to say this. Reckoning almost feels like they're kind of, I won't say intentionally, but they kind of seem like they want to see if Fangs really can change things up, right? I feel like round number 5 is where we'll see an answer from Reckoning, or at least 6. And then we'll see if Fangs has an answer. That is usually how, in any shooter esport, the first couple of rounds go like this, right? Even in Rainbow Six, even in CSGO, you talk about whichever game. That's kind of how it goes in the FPS shooter side of things. So how does Fangs bring themselves back from this? Not back, excuse me. How does Fangs continue to take rounds? I will say, though, the Omen teleport in the last round, round 4, that was pretty smart. Albeit there were a lot of missed shots between the Omen and the Chamber. A bit of a battle of the potatoes, as it were. But the kill was taken, and that's all that matters. Site was cleared, and the round was taken. 3-1 is the situation. Fangs in the lead, as a Reckoning Esports now have a bit of a deficit to deal with. They're going straight in. Reyna ult as well. IWNL is out here going towards Garden. Big pre-fire. Pixels is right there, and shots were fired, but no, IWNL is still alive. All-Seeing Eye goes out, and we have a situation on our hands, folks. Deadly. They're just standing there on the rafters, but IWNL is going to be the one to find the first kill. That is one down. The KO off the board. Shots fired from below the rafters as well. IWNL is taking shots left and right. Spike is on the ground. How are you going to deal with this situation? Well, Battler was going to find one. Dominic down. That is one more kill going Coley's way. Battler off the board. A refrag, so to speak. A little bit of a lull in the minute. Push coming in. No, it's going to be shut down. Cactus, beautiful flick right there. breaks out the glass on the garden door as well. As we have Rio taking one, getting taken down as well. It's all down to the last one standing. No longer standing. It is IWNL, the one who initiated the push as the duelist, will be the one to finish the round as well. 4-1, massively aggressive round from Fangs right there. And Reckoning look, albeit a little lost, if I have to say so myself. Maybe it's got something to do with Ascent defense. Maybe they are very prepared for attack. Maybe they're really good on Ascent attack, but defense might not necessarily be their best right now. Fangs, on the other hand, are taking full advantage of that.
Yes, indeed, Jack. They are taking full advantage of it, and especially on the previous round, which was an economy round. This round will be a bit different. Again, suppression knife and recon dart to give them information. Here comes the hunter. My goodness, that's a lot of damage. Can he get the kill? Yes, that's Cactus gone. Rio, beautifully done to take out the jet, but IWNL is still alive and kicking to take out Harsh instead. With the flash, Pixels is going to put a one-way smoke right from the long side of A lobby. And Kohli still has a recon dart. He could gain some information from his hand. Here comes a shock dart from Rio to deny any pushes or try to deal some damage on his hand. And here comes Bad Love. I believe he is finally revitalized as he'll be able to get a headshot, eliminating Cortez, denying the lurk, and Pixels just patiently waiting. He could be able to get frag, but no! The Reina denies it instantly, succeeding in closing the doors, which would force Rio to open that doors once again. And Kohli, info from the recon, will be able to give Deadly's information and also his intentions. And Dominic is still here for the cover too. Post plant. 3v3, anything can happen. Oh, wait a minute, Kohli, the shot, the dodge, denial from Reina. That is such smart plays coming in from them just to take out Deadly. What a play, what a counter being made there from Fangs. Here comes Rio once again to take out the Sova, but the damage has been done. The Jet can no longer make a play because he's gone. And IWNL still being alive and dominating out Bad Love is going to be even more problematic. And the final kill will come in as well. The 4K from the Reina. What a play. I have to give credits to that. Using the Hunter's Fury to force the Jet to dash away while Reina exactly knew where he was going to flash and eliminate him. That was a huge IQ play, Jack. That was a huge IQ play. What can I say, man?
That it was. And I think this timeout has been called by Reckoning Esports. And if it is, then, well, I kind of understand it. You know?
No, actually,
5-1. Hey, well,
yeah, it's not from Reckoning. It's from Fangs.
It's from Fangs again. Okay, looks like Fangs is definitely dealing with some technical difficulties on there. And folks, we apologize for that. I was just saying, like, you know, had Reckoning actually called this timeout, it would be fully understandable. To be perfectly fair, they are in a situation where they are 5-1 down. And I don't think they expected that, especially not out of Team Fangs, the team that has only won one match so far in the entirety of the Milestone series, against a team that is going undefeated. How is this situation unfolding? Well, you would have to ask Team Fangs and Reckoning individually to get the full picture. All we're seeing right now is Fangs not only outgunning and out-aggressing the side of Reckoning, but also just completely outsmarting them as we move back into the match. 5-1 is the score line, and folks, let me tell you, this is definitely a match to keep your eyes on. Well, looks like there's a bit of a gun trade going on. Yeah, look at that. Left and right, left and right. One pistol down, two pistols down. You take the third. Yep, even the Reina's going to join in. Everybody's in on it. I think it's because the technical difficulties actually... Whoa. Hey, they actually had a rhythm there. No. The best part about it is that the classic skin is from Z Valorant. So technically, they're just trying to create their own vibe. So technically, Cactus is being the merchant. I believe it's like the normal the conversation that you have whenever you finish a transaction. It comes in and says, "Thank you, kind stranger." So technically, Cactus is doing exactly that. He just kept. He was technically like
you get a Z Valorant. You get a Z Valorant. Everybody gets a Z Valorant classic skins. And also, how can I, I actually like that skin a lot. I mean, like when you
yeah,
inspect
it's
it,
a
you
pretty
get
good
the
one,
song, you get the good vibes coming out from that, and it's a great skin coming out from them. But yeah, it's still stuck at the tech pause, and currently we see the side of Team Fags just chilling, and currently, Jack, guess what the issue is? It's a monitor issue coming in from it's a monitor issue
Dominic?
again from Dominic's side, Jack.
Has Dominic's monitor fried this time?
Yep, yes it is. I mean, it's unfortunate.
Well then,
It is unfortunate. I'm not saying that.
it is. Yeah, no, don't get
Yeah.
us wrong, folks. It's quite unfortunate that it has happened. I mean, but then again, it wouldn't be a day in a stream in the South Asian region without somebody's equipment going all haywire, as it were. We've had many not similar incidents. I will say monitors getting fried kind of seems to have only happened twice, right? Today, and I believe a couple of days ago, it was a case. But we've had weirder and not as weird incidents. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the South Asian region expect difficulties, technically speaking, because of many things. Infrastructure, because of power outages, internet outages, a whole number of things. Anyway, looks like it is resolved. Yep, there we go. We did get to see Dominic moving about for just a second, and we are going to be moving into the game as a result as well. Reckoning in a bit of a bad situation as we have Fangs pushing up. They've got info on at least one player, maybe even two, as the recon drone will come in. It's moving away the position, but no, what a shot from Deadly! What a push out as well! The drone didn't give the call out in time, but Cole will find one. RP frag is in, but Coley is so low on HP. Can they get them? Cortez goes down in the meanwhile, as that is going to be the kill from the Pixel push out. But Bad Love, that was a bad push out. IWN was watching from the back. And that's going to be one more. It's a trade on mid. Mid seems to be a very, very big spot for the gunfights right about now. Who's going to get who, though? Because it seems to be a lull in this moment. Coley is pushing up. Rio is very close. I don't know if Coley knows this. The gun will be seen, but no! Rio, it needed one shot, but that shot has missed. And now the players from the side of Fangs will fall through towards the B site and go and get the plant in. The smokes are out. The cover is in. Coley is watching, and all Dominic needs to do is go and get the spike on the floor. He will, and that is going to be now a spike planted 3v2 situation.
3v2. This can happen though.
One enemy
All it needs is one shot, but Reina, IWNL has been doing so much work in this round here. And here comes Dominic with the final frag to take out Pixels. My god. What a disaster from Reckoning. They had this round under control. In fact, Deadly was the one who initiated that flank. And Bad Love, he was, let's just say, he was way too happy to go even more aggressive to take out players from mid catwalk. That did not happen because IWNL was there for the protection. He had the Vandal. All he had to do was just push out at the right time, eliminate Bad Love, and the rest is history. I mean, I have to say, Pixels actually had a chance. All they had was just a single body shot or a leg shot to guarantee the kill, and that did not happen. And somehow Fangs got away with it. And in this round, they are deciding to go aggressive here. Here comes the lockdown. Do we see any denials here from Reckoning? They don't have the Hunter's Fury, but they still have the shock drones, shock darts. But nope, that's not gonna happen. Here comes the KJ, and here comes the Detain. And one of them is detained here, and that's Bad Love. Oh no, so unfortunate, so unfortunate. Post plant once again. Not looking too good here for Reckoning Esports' side. Bad Love in a very difficult spot once again. And now, in this post plant, they need to figure out a way to succeed in a 4v5 situation. Deadly almost getting the shot of to take out Cortez, almost getting the shot of IWNL, and Cactus, he's continuing his own carnage to take out Pixels and Harsh. And it's just two players left here, and they'll be forced to fall back and hold their ground instead. My goodness, Fangs. what can I say, man? This is just Fang's round this entire match here, folks, and it's very difficult for Reckoning Esports to come back at a situation like this.
Yeah. Talk about unexpected. These last two matches have been unexpected like nobody's business, folks. 7-1. Fangs versus Reckoning. It's not that Reckoning is 7-1 up. No, your eyes do not deceive you. Fangs is 7-1. They are in a situation where they have to win. So they are playing their hearts out. It is very clear they don't want to go into the lower brackets, excuse me. But when it comes to, of course, a round robin stage, points matter more than wins. They might be able to avoid relegation into the lower bracket by a hair, but that will still have been enough, methinks, for them. Kohli, once again, trying to support with the Owl Drone. There we go. Is going to go out nice and quickly. Give the tag on to the Omen of the enemy. That is one player marked out. The corner has been cleared. The shots have been fired. All orbs are being collected. But it's a side rotate. It is, in fact, a massive side rotate. Do they know, though, that Deadly is actually inching towards the attacker spawn? I don't think so. And they're not doing a side rotate anymore. Are they trying to sort of double reverse psychology this? Because they seem to want to go into A still. A is being watched by at least two players now, as you can see in the minimap up there. Three players are now in A, waiting for it, waiting for the push. Was that a good move? That idea to wait for just a minute. Pixels will move through, but they're going to actually get taken down. IWNL2. Cactus gets one more. What just happened? How? You were ready for it, Reckoning. You were ready for the play. You were ready for the push in, but the utility dump masking everything, allowing the players to get in and get the spike on the floor. Any second now, it is already there. Deadly finds one. That's the Reina of the board. IWNL down. That is huge, mind you. IWNL being alive has been a massive, massive thorn in the side of Reckoning Esports. But where do they go from here? 4v2, and the entire site has coverage. Rio is about to join Deadly in this A entry area, the A door. But can they actually get away with this? I don't think so. I think they actually want to save. That shot fight will give away one position. Cortez is going to go out, and oh dear me, that's a little unfortunate. Rio took a double right there while Kohli was busy with Deadly, and Dominic had to come in and take Rio down. The bomb will go off, the spike that is. 8-1. Fangs clearly came in doing their homework. I was saying, Fangs has nothing to lose, right? And Reckoning Esports, regardless of if they actually win or lose here, I don't think a loss will affect them so much that they would get pushed down to lower bracket. They're actually relatively safe now that I think about it, right? But that does not mean that they would go out and intentionally lose rounds. No, they are not that kind of team. They're going to play it chill, and they're probably playing it a little laid back, but they're still giving it a fair shot. Oh, dear Pixel, where are you going? IWNL was more than happy to completely shut down Pixels in that situation, as we have Dominic taking down Bad Love, and Reckoning are just taking each of these kills as they can get.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, IWNL, that's some good reactions right there. Sees the jet, climbing up all the way to the top of rafters. Ooh, good one though from Deadly. That's going to be IWNL taken down, but the plan has actually happened elsewhere. Dominic gets one. That is Rio of the board. Harsh is just inside of that smoke orb, waiting for a play or two. They'll be seen. There we go. They'll be taken down. It's all up to Deadly. No longer. Cactus gets two, finishes it off. 9-1. Fangs is on a roll.
Yep. Rolled like an omelette, Jack. I was trying to hold my. I was actually kind of holding my tongue out, but
I muted my mic
I had to
as
say
soon as I stopped speaking, so you didn't hear my reaction. But I audibly sighed.
I mean, note to self: Reckoning Esports. Very unfortunate that they have to be in a situation like that. Plus, I have to say, IWNL, he predicted everything. He even predicted the smoke teleport from the Omen. He even predicted the updraft from the jet. It was so good from IWNL's side. It's making a lot of impactful rounds too, and Deadly, oh, so close, but Cactus very actually too close for comfort once again. Pixels will retract back the op, but the smoke will come in too, and Dominic, oh boy, a very close encounters here once again. Just making sure that none of the weapons would be in their hands, so he'll just fall back, but the op will be dropped nonetheless. IWNL once again, this man is a monster, taking out Bad Love once again, choosing Chaos over Reckoning's side, being so dominant on attack. This time he'll be forced to fall back in just 5 HP. The Odin very strong, especially on that B main hallway. It's best to fall back, which means that they'll be forced to head in towards the A side. Now the smokes will come in, giving a bit of a distraction, and that distraction is not going to work out because Pixel's here to take out Dominic. There's that confirmation, and it's just 9 HP. Can IWL get this? Oh my goodness, he actually gets there, taking out Pixels.
He literally turned around and killed him.
They can do it. They can go in for the plant. Oh no! Here comes the Hunter's Fury. Can he denies it? No! The wrong time. IDBNL he's somehow safe. How? How is he so lucky? It's a 2v1 situation, and Rio has the Odin in hand. He could use the recon.
Ahead.
Penetration from the Odin. Can he get the information? No, it does not. Both of them are in generators, and it's not gonna happen. Cortez with the headshot. My goodness, IWNL, how are you so lucky? How? How did you get away with everything?
I don't know what to tell him, man. Me thinks it's just the IWNL charm, you know? It's just literally out there.
The eye of the storm.
Oy, oy. Yeah, I don't like 4-leaf clover, luck of the Irish. Say what you will, that plant went down just in time. Deadly really wants to be aggressive on the A door, not quite though. We have the ult of the Jet, and Cactus does not miss. The Reyna ult is in, Garden is covered. We have the Hunter's Fury going in. It's all here. IWNL will find one more. Pixels down. Cactus gets another Hirsch off the board. Cortez goes into the plant as we have the Odin firing off. Rio finds one, but it's looking not too great right now. Dominic is peeking Gardens and knows full well where the Sova is. The kill will happen. It's 11-1.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh-wee.
Switching sides.
Fangs is out here today, folks. They are out here to make a statement, one round away from the match point. They are in the second half. It is 11-1. 11-1. Reckoning Esports. I understand that you might not have much to lose, but you can at least do a little bit better than what you've pulled out here today.
I mean,
You beat Sudesh in an offline match. That's the only loss Sudesh has had, right?
Yep.
You beat, what was it, Blind Esports as well? I think yesterday or day before. Let me just quickly check. It was Punished, actually. They beat Punished, they beat Sudesh. Those are the other top two, in the top 3 teams. Reckoning has beaten both, right? And now they're here against Fangs. 1-11 down. Like, you cannot look at that scoreboard and tell me that Reckoning is giving it their all, because they simply cannot be. They've gotten the points on the board. They've gotten the matches won, right? Now, I'm not saying they're throwing intentionally. That would actually be against the rules, right? But
right, I know.
That's where the score is on my monitor. So
oh,
that's
okay.
what I'm
So
pointing that way.
it's right here.
Anyway, let's get back in the game, folks. 11-1. Let's see how quickly Fangs can wrap this up.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I still have hopes for Reckoning. Come on, it's the upper brackets, of course. If they lose this, they're gonna go back to the lower brackets and go up against Blind Esports. So there is a lot on the line for Reckoning as of now, and 11-1, Fangs. And IWNL being so lucky at that point, and Cortez actually gets one, and this time taking out Bad Love. The Lurker is down, which means that there's only 4 players left in the early rounds itself, and Fangs has already gained the advantage here. and they are ready for the execute. Here comes the owl drone, and here comes Dominic's paranoia. Will it time well? Yes, it does. It will tag for a lot of damage. Here comes IWNL once again. Deadly still alive though, taking out one. Cactus here to get the other. Harsh, that is a lot of damage here being dealt around, but in the end, it's just Fangs being ever so dominant once again, leading Harsh all by himself in a 1v2 situation. Now he has to get this clutch. He has to win the pistol round in order to get back in the match. Or should I say, they have to win every single round to get back and equalize 11 to 11. And that is, I'm afraid it's a lost cause here, Jack. I mean, look at that. 15 HP. He still has fragment. He'll just wait for 15 more seconds to get his suppression back. He could go in for a plant on B, which means it is a spike plant. There is still a chance, and the Alama bot will instantly give away his detection. And plus, he just needs 4 seconds. Can he do it? Yes, he does. But is he? But currently he's in a very disadvantageous position. Here comes the wall bang, not working out. Here comes the suppression 2. Information's been given. All eyes on this guy. Harsh gets one, but IWNL gets lucky once again. Oh my goodness. IWNL. This man is a monster. 12 to 1. Match point. He has made so many impactful rounds.
Match point.
He makes a clutch in 5 HP. Man, I just don't know what to say next. If I just check my, the scoreboard once again here, only 1 round for Reckoning, and that was on round number 3, winning the bonus round of Fangs, and rest is history.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the situation that we've found ourselves in, isn't it? 12-1. 12-1. Fangs has just come out strong today. Reckoning not so much. Dominic's gonna find one that's deadly off the board. Sending out everything. That's gonna be IWNL with the Reyna, with 2 now. Can they make it 3? There's a Sova. That'll be taken by Cactus. And Dominic finding bad luck in the meanwhile. Folks, can we say it? Yes, we can. It's a 13-1 to the side of Reckoning not Reckoning Esports. Against the side
Fangs.
of Reckoning Esports, Fangs were the ones to win. Even my brain is refusing to process this, okay? My brain keeps telling me that this cannot have happened just now, but it has. 13-1. Literally. That's all I have to say. That is all I have to say. Like, there is no words that can describe the way Reckoning has played this. Fangs played well. Very, very well. They played more or less above and beyond what they brought out before, right? Because they have everything to lose. Going in the lower bracket means a tougher game, tougher fight, longer fight at that. So you want to be in the upper bracket, right? So they fought tooth and nail. And this is a huge round differential, my dude. 13-1? Are you kidding me? That's 12 rounds. That's a plus 12 in the tournament. Their leaderboard is going to look so much better because of this, because they will now not only be in a position to tie and take over the positions of other teams that have positive round differentials, they're going to outpace so many. You know, I can already think Blind Esports is definitely not going to like this scoreboard, because I'm pretty sure Blind, having had the kind of games that they've had, will be outpaced by Fangs' round differential right here, you know, amongst other things. I don't know, maybe even Team Punish or Team Sudesh's round differentials might end up in danger just by the sheer number of rounds that they won here. Reckoning, on the other hand, well, I think they'll stay where they are, as it were, because no one has the kind of points that they have, right? So really not much else to say about this. 13-1, Reckoning Esports losing. Fangs will have an MVP, so let us have a look at the MVP screen before we close things out, folks. And is it any surprise it's IWNL? 22-4. That is a 5.5 KD ratio. 409 average combat score with an 87 economy rating. That's the kind of game that Fangs has had today. And IWNL being the MVP is very much deserved, right? Very, very much deserved. So all in all, great plays by Fangs. Reckoning Esports, I mean, they'll stay where they are. They're not really stressed about this. Could have at least put up a bit more of a fight. Come on, guys. We know you can. But it is what it is. That's yeah, I think that's actually it. That's all the matches, right? Yeah, that's all three matches done. None of us were expecting to be done before time, no less. But it is what it is. Given the way okay, let's have a recap, right? First match, Blind Esports versus Fangs on Bind. Fangs winning that, right? Just about. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
13 to 8.
13-8. 13-8 for Blind Esports. Right. Not Blind. For Fangs against Blind. So Blind loses that match. Fang has a relatively close game. Team Sudesh versus Team Punished. Up completely unexpected. Punished goes up 13-6. Sudesh has nearly no answer. The team that is rated second best against Reckoning Esports. No answer to Punished. Okay, fair enough. Punished had a fantastic day. Sudesh, not so much. Understandable. Fangs versus Reckoning Esports on Ascent. 13-1 to Fangs. Explain that. I mean, we did. We already did, right? So, no real...
but explain that. But explain that. 13-1. How is that possible? I mean... Yeah. IWNL, man. That man.
It just is, I guess. You know, I never really know.
Yeah.
IWNL played fantastic. Fangs played fantastic. Reckoning, you could have at least put up a bit more of a fight. We know you could have. But anyhow.
They did. I mean, I have to say, it was just... I mean, they tried, but here's the main problem, Jack. Bad Love, he always got caught, especially when he was lurking on the first half. And on defense, it was also the same, because Cortez, he was very dominant on defeating those lurkers. And Bad Love, it's just... Technically, let's just say he just had a bad day today. That's all I can say, man. I mean, Reckoning Esports, they made their great efforts in the match against Fangs, but IWNL, man, he just kept popping off like it was no tomorrow. I mean, every single mistake that Reckoning Esports made, he took advantage of that, but he also made best use of it that even helped the other players survive. I still remember one of the rounds where it was an eco round. We saw Deadly make an amazing peek to take out Cactus with the Sheriff. Next thing you know, you see Bad Love. He's all by himself sprinting towards that particular mid site to take out one of the players. And then suddenly what happens is IWNL, he just pushes away from the smokes and take out Bad Love just like that. It was just the timing that Reckoning Esports had was very unfortunate, and it was very difficult for them to deal with. And Fangs just played it accordingly.
Pretty much. And that is going to do it, actually, for all of the matches done. Upper bracket has happened tomorrow. We will come back to you with more matches, folks. So with all of that being said, that is going to be it for day 3 of the CriticalX Valorant Milestone series. For whatever reason, the head masterclass was in my head right there. Powered by Loco with their hosts Blackjack and Baba Gusta. We're going to be signing off here. I'm actually kind of hungry. I'll go rate